Yo.
So MLG Pro, the sword's made of diamond, so come at me, bro. Training in your room under the torchlight on that phone to get you ready for the big fight. Every single day, the like creepers out prowling. Alright, look at me, look at you. Take my revenge, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm a...
Creeper. Oh man. So we back in the mine, got our pickaxe swinging from side to side, side to side. This task a grueling one, hope to find some diamonds tonight, diamonds tonight. Heads up, you hear a sound, turn around and look up. Total shock fills your body. Oh no, it's you again. I can never forget those eyes. Cause baby tonight, the creeper's trying to steal our stuff again. Cause baby tonight, you grab your big shovel and bolt again. And run until it's done, until the sun comes up in the morn. Cause baby tonight, the creeper's trying to steal our stuff again. Just when you think you're safe, overhear some hissing from right behind, right behind. That's a nice life you have, shame it's gotta end at this time.
Apple, you creeper behind. Oh no, not a creeper. Oh no.
Get inside, don't be tardy. So now you're stuck in there. Half a heart is left, but don't die. Cause baby tonight, the creeper's trying to steal our stuff again. Cause baby tonight, you grab your big shovel and bolt again. And run until it's done, until the sun comes up in the morn. Cause baby tonight, the creeper's trying to steal our stuff again.
You're mine. Dig up diamonds and craft those diamonds and make some armor. Get it, baby, go and forge that like you so. MLG Pro, the sword's made of diamonds, so come at me, bro. Training in your room under the torchlight on that phone to get you ready for the big fight. Every single day in the home light, creepers out prowling. Alright, look at me, look at you. Take my revenge, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm a warrior, baby, what else is new? And my blade's gonna tear
Cause
for you.
baby tonight, the creeper's trying to steal our stuff
Gather your
again.
stuff. Yeah, let's take back the world.
Baby tonight, grab your sword, armor, and gold.
Baton.
Take your revenge. Fight like it's the last night of your lifetime. Show them your life. Cause baby tonight, the creeper's trying to steal our stuff again. Cause baby tonight, you grab your big shovel and bolt again. And run until it's done, until the sun comes up in the morn. Cause baby
Whoa.
tonight, come on, the creeper's trying to steal our stuff again. Woo!
AFK on a map farm. Hold up, Panic. Let me go flex on you if it's daytime. Also, you can see the NVIDIA 2060. You can see, like, do you ever do that? Like, you can look at someone's, like, if you look off to my side, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see, like, my Ryzen 7 2700 and the NVIDIA card. You can see what people are running on their system. Ooh, daytime. Havoc, if you're still here, let me flex on you real quick. Can't do this.
I used to
Or this.
chunks would load when I gave the word. Now every night I go stowaway. Hide from the mobs I used to slay. They once were terrified. Every time I looked into their eyes, villagers would cheer my way. For a hero I was, that's what they'd say. One minute we had it all. Next our world began to fall away from all that it had once become. They all cried for my help, but I stood there numb.
Huh?
Gaze up into the boundless sky.
Did not know it made that. I didn't know shift click works like that on here.
Oh, dang, at least you're gonna have a field pick access for next week.
Also look at this time.
Is that called Occupy?
I think it's the Sinatra feature.
Danny? Where how soon can I buy Minecraft Java Edition?
As soon as you can afford a PC to run it.
Okay. Thank you.
Now my 2060, which makes no
Wait, Dan,
difference.
how does that change colors?
Blew down the doors and boxed us in. Arrows whizzing by like
Sticker maybe?
streaks of light. I
Oh, you
tried
found a
all I
Minecraft?
could stay and fight. As
Is it
the
600 frames? Bro, you were barely struggling to get
families
150
broken at my feet.
Okay, do you have your
Self
webcam on?
suspended by a
Do you have your
thread.
webcam on yet?
Oh, why was it that I wasn't dead? I gaze
Remember when
up
you used to be
into
able
the
to make
boundless
boards off the chest
sky.
with an
No
apple?
clock wires laying in the sunshine. Turn around, pick up my sword and wield the blade that once forced evil minds
Oh, no.
to yield. If this
That's a too hard to damage? Nah, no, 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 no. Ah! Come on, man.
name better to take a
I'm
stand.
gonna die to a goblin.
That was when I ruled the land.
This doesn't have controller support though.
This game doesn't have controller support?
No, I don't think so.
That's stupid. Don't
Well, if you want a controller support, they have a whole different version for that.
Yeah, your connection to the server timed out.
Ooh, just the Wi-Fi killed itself.
Oh, this happens to me all the time. Yeah, that's why I don't put creative ever, because it makes my game like...
Except for the dream system. Well,
I gaze up
yeah, you can
to the
go one block tall in Bedrock.
What?
Like, get down to like that crawling state.
I know, but you're really what?
Yeah, but there's water and other lame stuff.
If this battle should
Plus, you don't have offhand torches.
I know
Hey, what kind of what
Which I think is just purely because, like, how would you map that on a controller?
What level are you on?
that was when I
Hey, what button do you have to set to, use your torches? Just right click.
Yep. They're my offhand at least.
Okay, wait, then. Oh, I forgot you can't block with your sword no more.
I don't think I can use, like, weapons, so.
Wait, then try using food.
We're on, like, Y38 still.
Number one victory royale. We are warning about to get don't give us control. Oh, so you fixed it, right? It's like it doesn't instantly go all the way to the right. Wait, how do you make it so it changes though?
What?
Like changes for torches, red. F.
You get the F key.
And good job, boys. Dog.
You know what? Oh no. Oh no. No, we're not even on day one yet. Oh god.
Oh,
You know, I thought people when they were overreacting, like getting iron armor and everything so quickly because like they can't survive with it. I thought it was like, oh my god, dude, you're not even that bad. Dude, mobs are scary when you don't have good regen. Heck no. Okay, that gets a bit annoying. Like, not eating food. Excuse me, sir. That's my bed. Yeah, trades with villagers. That's how we get rich.
There were animals all across the land, villagers working hard hand in hand. There were roses, mountains, and a big blue sea, even trees as far as the eye could see. How this happened, why am I here? What's my purpose in this place? Who's that coming? What am I hearing? As the night approaches, I should go and hide. There's all sorts of creatures run with all my might. When you play Minecraft,
No longer bedrock type A.
yay! Okay, fire, your music's fine. Fine.
Endermen and zombies, creepers who go high. Either live or
No, no,
die,
your
it's
music's looking
up
kind of
for
fire,
me
though.
to decide.
Oh yeah, tell me if I can crouch and not have my shield out.
When you play
How do you get your shield on?
Minecraft,
Yeah, you didn't know that? Music does go hard, though. I wonder how long I can last in a hard world where I legit can't die. I'm gonna migrate my streams over to Twitch, bro. So that I can upload video logs of it. We had a close call though already. That was scary. God, water's so horrible on this. Alright, no guarantees I won't be dead though by the time you're back. Forgot how annoying water is. Oh, hi mobs. I think we're ready to face the world.
Lost but
a fairy tale, sometimes even shooting stars. Find wishes then miss their marks. But when the night gets too dark and the road home seems too far, we'll see the sun come up again. We will climb higher than we've been. We gotta find the birds within. We are the dragon hearted, we are the dragon hearted. Courage to stop again and fall. Together we stand 30 feet tall. We gotta find the birds within. We are the dragon hearted, we are the dragon hearted.
Yeah, we'll probably be dead.
Fearless, we soar. Speeding arrows ricochet. Break free, our hearts burn brighter than yesterday. And through the battles we wage, when our shields fall away, the armor cracks and breaks. If ever our torches fade, we'll see the sun come up again. We will climb higher than we've been. We gotta find the birds within. We are the dragon hearted, we are the dragon hearted. Courage to stop again and fall. Together we stand 30 feet tall. We gotta find the birds within. We are the dragon hearted, we are the dragon hearted. Standing tall, forever united. We are the dragon hearted, we are the dragon hearted. Oh, oh, we are the dragon hearted. We are the dragon hearted.
We're so
Time
gonna
to
be
sit
dead,
back
dude.
and relax with your favorite drink. And listen. We uncovered a terrible secret. Part 1. Well, having this isn't helping that book deal stereotype, and we'll probably get me disappeared if I decide to actually publish this. But I figured that someone should know what happened to us. In the end, I hope this finds the right people and brings some form of closure. Afghanistan, 1300 hours local time. Tex, hey Tex, wake up. Skipper needs us in the skiff. Petty Officer First Class Smith spoke as he cracked open the door to our hooch. The ambient noise from the heavy machinery, accompanied by the Afghan summer heat that smelled of human feces, bled inside the cramped air-conditioned room as he stood in the doorway. The men and women of Camp Rattler were wide awake and going about their day, but it was still night for guys like us who were working vampire hours. I let out a quiet curse and plucked a pair of sunglasses off the stand next to my rack and pulled them over my eyes before getting dressed and shuffling into a pair of shower shoes that were by the door. This shit better be worth it, I grumbled over to Smith, who handed me a small foam cup of black coffee as we joined the 5 other operators who were huddled around the massive fire pit in the center of the small secluded compound inside the massive FOB. Well, considering you're up now, I assume it is, Smith smirked as he scratched his bushy brown beard before running a hand through his shaggy hair. Oh, I forgot. You're an old man now, Tex. He grinned as the others talked among themselves. You can still kick your ass any day of the week, Smitty. I shot back as we walked across the courtyard that had a few other SOF teams lounging around and working out or cleaning their gear. We'd been in the country for 3 months. Our mission tempo had been high and kinetic. It was every operator's wet dream. Do you think this is about that shitbag we snatched off the X from last night? The eager voice of Townsend, our newest team member, who just made it through Green Team's grueling 9-month ANS pipeline, spoke out from behind me as we shuffled towards the plywood Fort Knox on the other side of the compound. Did you do something we need to know about? I mean, you were the last one with him, after all, I asked, raising an eyebrow at him as we approached 2 soldiers clad in full battle rattle, who gave us a nod and waved us through as we flashed our IDs. No, Senior Chief, just speculating is all, Townsend finally responded as a pair of F-18s boomed over our heads before they banged off to the sound. Despite the drawdown, the war was still in full swing for the men and women of Camp Rattler. Now time, gents. Master Chief Brock, our team lead, greeted us with a nod and gestured towards the secured door behind him. Skip us inside with some suit from Langley, so play nice, yeah. We all shuffled inside the cramped skiff and took our seats around the table in the center of the room. Despite the lame exterior of the building, the interior was the complete opposite. High-tech equipment lined the walls, accompanied by small workstations along with a pair of LCD screens and digital clocks that sat above the skipper and our new nameless guest. Sorry for waking you all so soon, gentlemen, but this is very important. Our skipper apologized and walked to the head of the table. This is Carson. He gestured towards a man who was wearing a pair of Ray-Bans on his head and looked like he'd gotten lost on the way to the golf course. Thank you, sir. The man shook our skipper's hand with a pearl-white smile and looked around the table with calculating eyes. Gentlemen, I'll make this quick. He pulled out a small black remote from his pocket and clicked a button. A few seconds later, the LCD screens behind him lit up with different images. Some were satellite photos, others were ISR feeds, but they all showed what looked like a fortified entrance on the side of a mountain face. According to our humans and recent ISR feeds, we uncovered an old Soviet-era weapons depot. Carson paused for a moment. Now, intel suggests that the Soviets left experimental technologies and weaponry that are still sitting inside somewhere. We cannot risk the Taliban or any other group getting their hands on what's inside. Another image from an ISR feed showed 3 heat signatures sitting outside of the supposed entrance around a small fire. Master Chief, your team, along with 2 members from mine, will hit this target site and find out what exactly is inside before sealing the entrance. You have an AC-130 and 2 Apache gunships on standby if shit hits the fan. I couldn't help but grin at the thought of those angels of death watching over us. With that being said, Recent reports are showing that Taliban activity in the area has spiked in the past 48 hours, so expect anything when you land. Carson gauged the room as we all took notes. Any questions so far? He asked as Smith raised a finger. Should we expect any of our Rusky friends to be on site? Smith asked as he tapped the table with his pen. Not to our knowledge, and if you do, don't fire unless fired upon. We don't need an international incident here. Carson answered, his voice sounding like an annoyed parent when their kid is asking stupid questions. So, what about potential CBRN exposure? I asked him, pushing my sunglasses to the top of my head as my leg bounced endlessly. There should be no life-threatening materials down there, Senior Chief. Does that answer your question? The man said with a condescending tone. I was about to make a smart-ass remark, but Brock gave me the "stop it, or we'll get our asses chewed" look. After what felt like an eternity, we finally wrapped things up as hushed voices filled the room. I found myself thinking of the endless potential threats and scenarios that could unfold as the team dispersed and exited the cramped skip. I'm Luke, and this here is Reyes. The CI spook in the corner of the room that remained silent up until now introduced himself and the woman next to him as I passed them. Jason. I forced myself to stop and extended out an open hand towards him with a fake smile. Hope you all can keep up. The hard-bodied woman with the jet black hair, who was more than 5 feet tall, shook my hand with an iron grip and a fire in her eyes. Likewise. You team guys seem to be all talk nowadays, it seems. She retorted as Brock called them over to the table. That was my cue to leave. The hours passed like seconds, and we found ourselves all kitted up with tools of the trade while we waited for further instruction inside the courtyard. Out of boredom, my finger traced over the faded Texas flag patch on my ATAC case as I watched the rest of the team gather around the fire pit under the moonlit sky.
What's for dinner?
These men are my brothers, my family, my team.
Okay, I bet.
Brock tapped my shoulder and pulled me from my thoughts. He cradled his helmet under his right arm and let his rifle hang by its sling. Is everything all right, Jason? He finally asked as he ran a hand over his stubbled face. I'm solid, boss man, I finally answered and shifted my stance. But I'm not sure about our new friends, though. I gestured towards Reyes and Luke, who were talking with Carson on the far side of the courtyard away from everyone else. Brock just shook his head as he adjusted the contacts mounted to the helmet before looking at me. You have us, brother, he gestured to the rest of the team. Now, get your head in the game. Time to get evil. He held out a closed fist in my direction with a wide grin. I grinned back, bumping his fist in response as the 10 of us shuffled out of the compound and towards our waiting transport. In a matter of minutes, we were on a Black Hawk helicopter and tearing over the Afghan countryside under the cover of darkness. 30 seconds, Brock called out on the comms over the roaring wind as he signaled around the cramped crew compartment that was bathed in a red glow. Oh shit, I must have fallen asleep. 30 seconds, I yelled in response, mirroring the signal around the crew compartment before checking over my kit one last time as my right leg hung limply out of the open cargo door. Feeling satisfied with the check, I snapped down the NVGs mounted to my helmet and peered out over the shimmering terrain that was now bathed in the greenish-grey monochrome of night vision. I got tired of the blurry mountains in the distance and glanced back over my shoulder to see Reyes giving Luke a quick thumbs up before pulling out a small black device from her vest and pressing a button on it before sliding it back into its pouch. The Hello banked hard to the right on its final approach, causing me to brace myself on the doorframe as the nose of the helicopter flared upward. It touched down in a small clearing and we dismounted in a matter of seconds before being left in complete silence. 2, take point. Rock's voice buzzed in my headset, shattering the dead silence. Moving. I stood up and pushed past Smith and the other 2 operators who were covering our 6 o'clock. I shuffled past Townsend and Luke next before finally passing Reyes, who was covering our 11 o'clock. The According to the ATAC, the target site was supposed to be right down from the little clearing we'd landed in. Only I wasn't seeing anything other than a small thicket of trees in our path. Where the hell is this stupid... My internal rant was cut off when a dark figure shifted positions in another small clearing to my front. I activated the IR laser mounted to my rifle, followed the figure as it walked back towards us. The faint sounds of talking were being picked up by my headset, but I couldn't tell who or what was talking. The figure finally stopped a few meters inside the thinly wooded area we were in, and the sound of water hitting rock filled my ears. Oh, dude's taking a piss. Without warning, Reyes drifted past me in a low crouch with a knife in hand. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. My hand shot out and missed the drag strap on her plate carrier by an inch. Oh, she cleared the distance between them in a matter of seconds and managed to get the figure onto the ground. There was a small violent struggle before the two stopped moving. A few seconds later, Reyes was on her feet and signaled me to move forward. As I got closer, I could make out the typical man dress and a bulky AK ammo rig on the now dead man at my feet. A look of fear was plastered on his bearded face, and a long jagged cut had severed both carotid arteries and his trachea as a ragged wet hiss escaped from the new orifice. Reyes pointed towards one more fighter with his back to us, who was sitting in front of a dying fire with slouched shoulders. I nodded and unsheathed the Winkler tomahawk bound to the back of my kit as I maneuvered towards the unsuspecting fighter. My heart slammed against my chest like a drum as I closed the distance. Things were about to get very violent very fast. I swung the blade down hard. It connected with the fighter's neck with a sickening wet crunch. The violent blow caused his head to snap to the side and almost come off. Cold droplets of blood hit my exposed wrists as the man fell on his side before I hit him in the temple with the spear point of the tomahawk. What the hell? He's already dead. We're clear. Reyes' voice was delayed in my headset as the rest of the team emerged from the woodline. There it is. Rey spoke as she stepped past me and reached out, grabbing hold of a dark camo net. She pulled it down to reveal an ancient-looking fortified bunker entrance with a faded star with a hammer and sickle in it, painted on the door and overhead slab of concrete. More lucky. Police these bodies. Brock spoke in a whisper. He was holding two AK-47s by their slings as he walked over towards the entrance of the bunker. Gunnar, Ike, Huston, pull security and join the other two and set up the inner cordon. Jack, one of them responded. Brock looked over at me. Jason, you, Townsend, and Smith are with me in the suits. I gave him a thumbs up before wiping the blood off the tomahawk on the dead man's clothes before securing it back in the sheath. Luke walked up to the door and began messing with a small rusted panel. A few seconds later, the door let out a loud mechanical boom. The reinforced metal door swung inwards with a loud screech, and the smell of mildew and rust hit my nose as I stepped up beside him. Ladies first. Reyes reached up, tapped my shoulder, while gesturing down the wide stairwell that led down into inky blackness. I ignored the jab and shoved past her with my rifle at the ready. Doc, Alpha 1, we're going internal. Expect issues with comms soon. Brock's voice echoed from behind me as we continued the descent. We walked for another 5 minutes in silence before finally reaching the bottom of the stairwell. This place was a tomb, if anything. Paintings of old Soviet leaders and other communist pieces were on the wall. Small computers sat on a long abandoned desk at what looked like a guard station off to our right. To our left sat cobwebbed and dust-caked lounge furniture and a coffee table with an old cigarette machine next to it. Check this out, Senior, Townsend called out from my left as I looked around the massive room in awe. Senior, he called out again. What? I growled, turned to see Townsend holding up a mummified, severed arm still clutching on to a tattered teddy bear. Something bad happened down here, bro. He wrinkled his nose and dropped the arm The Smith stopped at my side. Get ready to ditch the NVGs. He tilted his head towards the security station and snapped his NVGs up. They're gonna turn on the lights. Smith started chuckling as he walked over to Townsend in the dark. Wish you would have told me we were raiding your place, Tex. It's very retro. I gave Smith a single-finger salute as we were blinded by a dull yellow flash of light that was followed by a short burst of static from what sounded like an intercom system as the two CIA spooks walked back over to us from the security station. Alright, stick close. This place is a fucking maze. Luke spoke as he took point through the door with his rifle raised. Any idea where we're going, Langley? Townsend asked as he stepped around a toppled chair. According to... Ray's was then cut off by a loud crash off to our right as we passed a darkened corridor. She activated the light mounted to her rifle to reveal a massive rat who was feasting on a mummified corpse wearing a Soviet-era officer's uniform that was leaning against the wall. She let out a sigh and looked back towards Townsend. It's going to be further inside the main complex. Right now we're in the receiving bay. She poked a thumb over her shoulder. This'll go on for another... I stopped listening and scanned off to my left to find another corridor that looked like one you'd see in a hotel. Doors lined both sides of the hall with metal plaques with numbers on them. Hell, it even had the same shitty carpet. Great, more walking, Townsend murmured as he checked our six. This place gives me the fucking creeps. Lock it up, Brock ordered as we entered a narrow corridor to our front that eventually opened up to a massive cafeteria section that had more bodies littered around it. The first place we need to stop at should be on our left. It's in one of the med bays. Ray's chopped her hand towards a set of double doors next to me. I grunted in response and pushed through the doors with my rifle raised, only to find scattered lab equipment and a toppled gurney with a brown, dried stain on it that turned into a trail as I stepped past it with Ray's in tow. This isn't a weapons depot. The all too familiar putrid smell of death and rotting meat started to worm its way into my nostrils as we followed the trail around the corner to the right, as it finally stopped at another set of double doors that had a black putrid substance smeared on it. Ray's looked over me and gave the nod. 3, 2, 1. Part 2. Afghanistan. 02:30 hours local time. 3, 2, 1. We breached the door in unison, causing a thunderous crash to echo through the hall as I cut right with my rifle raised. Ray's cut left and cleared her lane as the pale white lights inside the room flickered on and off like some fucked up rave party. Flashes of metal on the wall caught my attention as I activated the light mounted to my rifle, giving me a steady source of light. In the corner sat a hunched figure drenched in more of that black liquid that was smeared on the door. I could barely make out the dress boots and faded green fatigues. Must have been another officer or grunt. My thumb was welded to the selector switch on my rifle as the figure shot up to his feet in one jerky movement. Stop. Let me see your hands, I ordered in English first while trying to think of the Russian phrase. The figure spun towards me on a heel and began to shuffle about like a drunkard. Hands, I shouted in Russian this time. The figure swayed and kept its course with staggering steps. I flicked the selector switch to bang and rested the red dot of my sight on its chest. Stop now. At first I thought I'd dry fired until Ray's passed me. She had a small portable camera in hand. She took another picture as the figure faltered and fell to the floor with a wet thud. Ray's, what the hell are you doing? I backed up with my rifle still trained on the figure as it let out a ragged moan. Documenting, she replied coolly as I tried to comprehend what the hell this thing was as it attempted to stand back up. "Don't get any of that shit on you." She backed up a few steps and snapped another picture. "Oh, looks like tar or something. What the hell is it?" I asked, scanning the rest of the room. We were in a morgue or holding room of some sort. Examination tables sat a few feet apart from each other, along with a few metal doors with observation slots that lined the wall. Hell if I know. She stopped as a loud bang came from one of the metal doors lining the wall to our left. Reyes pocketed the camera and swung her rifle towards the door. "Shoot it." But this thing didn't have a gun or pose any real threat at this second. But that was the logic speaking. Well, I shoved that thought away and pulled the trigger 3 times. The tuck-tuck-tuck from the suppressed rifle sounded like miniature nuclear explosions inside the confined room. The thing stumbled backward a few steps. The third round had split the top of its head in half, causing a mess of brain matter and skull to spill on the tile floor and the wall behind it. But to my surprise, the thing didn't go down. It regained its balance and let out another wet croak from its ruined head as the door to our left began to give way. "Reyes, move." I backpedaled as the sounds of suppressed gunfire erupted from outside. Contact right! Contact right!" Townsend called out as the metal door crashed to the ground. A hulking man wearing a sleeveless, blood-soaked telnyashka emerged from the now open door. "Americans!" he bellowed with a hoarse voice as his blood-filled eyes locked with mine. I snapped my rifle in his direction and fired off 3 rounds that hit center mass. He just shrugged off the wounds and let out a blood-curdling scream while running towards us with outstretched arms. He barreled through Reyes, sending her to the floor and into me at full speed. The world suddenly turned into a blur as I fell onto my back through the set of double doors and into the hall. The sounds of weapon fire and yelling filled my ears as this giant of a man on top of me swung down with a closed fist that slammed into my helmet with a wet crack as he pulled back his mangled right hand with another scream. I couldn't get to the rifle that was at my side, so I left it and covered my face as he landed another blow that caused stars to float in the corners of my vision. "Reyes!" I thrashed around and bucked my hips in an attempt to get the guy off, but nothing was working. He was locked in and swinging wildly. "I don't have a shot. Move!" Reyes yelled back as I bucked again. This time the man gave me just enough breathing room to get to the Glock on my battle belt. Just as the Glock cleared the retention holster, the man swung down with another closed fist that connected with my face, causing my eyes to water and a flood of blood to fill my mouth as I struck out with my free hand and connected with his chin. Through tears, I watched as the man pulled his fist back for another blow. "Oh shit, this is gonna hurt." I fired off 1 round that tore a hole through his shoulder, and that sent him into another screaming fit. As his fists came down, a flash of black and tan crossed my vision, and the man's head snapped to the side, causing his body to follow as the heavy weight lifted off my stomach. Reyes pumped several rounds into the man as she situated herself in the kneeling position beside me. The man groaned and clutched his mangled hand while trying to get his feet under him. "You good?" she asked as she swapped out magazines and trained her rifle down the hall. "Good," I stammered as I got up to my feet and steadied myself on the wall before grabbing my rifle up off the floor. Down from us was a scene that reminded me of the old Western movies I'd watched as a kid. Brock had hip-tossed a woman wearing a tattered lab coat over a table before shooting her in the face. Smith swung a plastic chair that connected with a uniformed man's face, while Townsend and Luke were fighting a shirtless, hulking man wearing a blue beret. What the f... I was cut off by an iron grip that clutched onto my ankle, causing me to curse out loud. I glanced down to see the battered and angry face of the man who'd punched me. I just simply tilted my rifle and fired off one round that obliterated his face in an explosion of blood and gore. His hand, however, still clutched my ankle. "Moving," Race called out as I ripped my boot free from the hand that was still clutching at the air. We cleared the threshold of the cafeteria entrance and began selecting our targets while moving. One down, on to the next. My red dot found another target and my finger pulled the trigger, putting another person down. As soon as it started, it stopped. A mass of dead bodies now lay inside the hall and center of the cafeteria, surrounded by empty brass casings and bloody chairs. "What the fuck is going on here?" Rock yelled over at Luke, who was hunched over and dry heaving. The smell of cordite and blood hung thick in the air, and was so strong that it was palpable. Luke just held up a hand and heaved once more, as I checked on Townsend and Smith. Oh, this was beyond fucked. We obviously were left out on some key details here. "Listen here, you son of a bitch," Rock suddenly snapped, grabbing the CIA spook by the straps of his plate carrier and standing him up straight. "I'm not going to risk the lives of my men if there's nothing to gain here." Spittle dotted Luke's face as Brock shoved him back. "Oh, weapons depot my ass," I muttered, as Townsend smeared the line of blood on his cheek with the back of his gloved hand. "This is something else entirely. So, what is it?" I asked, looking over at Race. She avoided my gaze and began to speak, but Luke cut her off with a yell. "Race, shut it. Master Chief, you are not in charge here. We are." Luke emphasized "we" as he pointed at Race. "If you cannot proceed with the mission tasking, then go back outside and send in another person who will." I was stunned by the ballsy response from the CIA spook as he stared up at Brock with no emotion. "Where do we need to go next?" Brock asked, spitting a stream of blood onto the floor. He had a large gash on his right cheek, and his right eye was beginning to swell shut. He, with no doubt, reflected my own busted face. "I got what I needed from the med bay. We need to head into the director's office," Race answered. "Oh, fan-fucking-tastic. So if we make it there, what are we doing next?" Smith asked, as Brock checked in with the rest of the team that was still topside. "We'll collect what we need while you pull fucking security," Luke interjected, as I walked back into the clearing with my rifle at the ready. "Any more questions?" Damn. Our attackers looked so aged and starved by decades, but still seemed to fight and move with ease. What the hell are these guys on? "Jason, take point," Brock ordered, as we moved down the hall and through an open set of metal doors that led towards a cramped stairwell leading down into a smaller receiving bay. We walked for another 15 minutes before we arrived at a blast door that was surprisingly open. I pied the corner to see another narrow hallway that was filled with more bodies and papers that were all over the floor. "Moving." We cleared the door and were greeted by the sounds of bare feet slapping against the floor to our front. Every muscle in my body tensed as the footfalls grew closer and closer. Finally, after a tense moment of silence, a naked man rounded the corner holding a rusted kitchen knife in one hand and something else in the other. Oh no. I fired off 2 rounds. One struck the man in the neck and the second hit him in the jaw, causing him to spin like a top before falling to the floor. I approached the corner and took a peek. Beyond it was a group of them, all huddled together and twitching violently as the rest of the team fell in behind me. I signaled that there was a massive group and pulled a flashbanger from a pouch on my kit. The team gave me the acknowledgement. I pulled the pin and tossed it round the corner. There was a bright flash and deafening thud that slammed my chest as the grenade detonated. The group in the hall went into a frenzy and started attacking one another in the chaos. We put them down with ease and pushed past their twitching corpses without a second glance. According to Reyes, we were getting closer to the director's office, but I couldn't tell where exactly we were. Everything looked the same. Reyes suddenly cut right and headed down a larger corridor that had closed office doors lining each side. This way. She stopped in front of a cracked door that had writing on it that said, "Traitor," in faded black lettering. Reyes reached out and pushed the door open, only to be shoved back into the wall by an unseen force, followed by a low boom. My rifle found itself trained on the doorway as a fat man came strutting out with a double-barrel shotgun in hand. The vapors from the black powder trailed up in lazy swirls as he tilted the barrel down at Reyes' face. It all happened too fast. 1 second the fat man was standing there, and the next he was slumped against the doorframe, missing the top half of his head. I was suddenly at Reyes' side with my rifle hanging by mine. Fuck, that hurts. She coughed as I did a blood sweep and to pull back and dry again. The sappy played in most of her magazines did the brunt of the damage. You'll live. It didn't penetrate. I got up and covered our flank while Luke and Brock cleared the rest of the room. No. Reyes fumbled round the pouches and pulled out the small camera that was now busted. Oh, shit. Come on. She pulled out a small memory card that was still intact. Yes. Thank God. Tex, you just smoke-checked Gorbachev's brother. Townsend joked, but it fell on deaf ears as Brock and Luke emerged from the room with an arm full of folders. Townsend pulled out a large yellow recovery bag from his assault pack and opened it up. There's more in there. Smith, help us. Brock stopped by Reyes and patted it on the shoulder. Can you walk? He asked, eyeing the exposed sappy plate. Yeah, but it hurts like a motherfucker. She responded through labored breathing. I guess that's karma for talking shit about you teen guys. I stifled a chuckle and winced as the sweat on my face made the cuts burn like wildfire. We got it all. Let's move it, Smith called out as I helped Reyes to her feet. Jason, you look like hell, brother. He grinned as he hefted the recovery bag over his left shoulder. Oh, feel like it too, I mumbled as he followed Luke back down the hall. I checked my watch to see that we'd been down for a few hours. The sun was no doubt going to rise soon, and we'd be a juicy target for any Taliban assholes who happened to wander over. As we retraced our steps, I couldn't shake the uneasy feeling of being watched. Every so often I'd check our six, only to find nothing, but every now and then I swore there was a small sliver of movement in the peripherals of my vision. Alpha 1. Connor. The comms picked up a static field transmission as we finally made it back to the cafeteria system. TA now. A strange voice yelled. I was about to speak when something slammed into my back and knocked the wind out of my lungs as I landed face first onto the floor. Contact, rear, Townsend called out as he let loose a burst of fire from his rifle. Tex is hit. He's down. He pushed past me and continued to fire when the ground shook violently. My vision was washed out in a cloud of grey as the shooting continued. My lungs screamed for oxygen, but I just couldn't get the air back into them no matter how hard I tried. Oh shit, was that a freaking grenade? Someone yanked on the drag strap of my kit and pulled me around the corner into the cafeteria before letting go. Is he dead? Luke called out as a cacophony of gunfire grew with each passing second. We have to go. Leave him. Fuck that, Smith yelled as another violent explosion shook the ground. Fuck. Who are these guys? To my dismay, I could only see the ugly orange-colored wall inches in front of me as I sucked in the air that was thick with dust and cordite. God, am I paralyzed? I let out a wet cough that sent a wave of pain throughout my entire body as I attempted to crane my neck. Hey, where the fuck are you going? Brock bellowed over the raging gunfire. Fuck, those CIA spooks have bolted. I was rolled onto my side and was greeted by the sight of Brock, who was now covered in a thin coat of grey dust particles. I need you back in the fight, placed my rifle in my arms and sat me up against the wall. Large group of tangos down that hall. We're gonna pop smoke, okay? I nodded in agreement and tried to stand. This only sent another wave of pain, followed by a sickening nausea as I slumped back down. Listen, I need you to harden the fuck up and get ready to move. Brock tapped my shoulder and got back in the fight without saying another word. Smith rounded the corner with a limp and let his empty magazine clatter onto the floor as he ripped out another from his kit. Fucker's got PKM. He winced as rounds impacted the wall. Gonna chew our asses up if we don't take it out. Townsend, move, he yelled, popping off a few shots that caused the gunfire to dampen for a moment. Townsend ran past us and down the hall in a dead sprint. Covering, he yelled out a second later. Smith pulled out a smoke grenade and pulled the pin. Moving. The smoke grenade made a puff noise, followed by a stream of white smoke as Smith threw it down the hall. Brock looked back down at me and helped me back up to my feet once more. Move it, he ordered. My brain gave the command to move, but my feet struggled to follow the orders. Each step seemed delayed and sluggish as I stumbled down the hall with Brock behind me. Come on, one foot in front of the other. I didn't dare look behind us as we passed Smith and Townsend. The sounds of screaming mixed with that damn classical music echoed out from behind us as the shooting began to dwindle. Well, every so often there was a pop of a rifle, but that soon stopped. I passed through the door first to be greeted by Race, who was covering the door while Luke typed away on one of the computers at the security station. Jesus, I almost fucking shot you in the face. She changed positions and covered the other side of the door as I wheezed. Ignoring the almost fatal blue-on-blue incident, I spun around and posted up on the door to see a horde of people running after Brock and the rest of the team. Close the fucking door,
That's a damn welcome
Smith
sign.
screamed as he began to lag behind Brock and Townsend. Close it. Brock slid to a stop in front of me and spun around on one knee before firing into the massive crowd that was growing by the second. Townsend squeezed through the door and watched our flank before shooting at something. I didn't take my eyes off the growing horde and continued to fire as Smith made it to Brock. Just as the two men made it through the gap, an alarm sounded and the door began to close at a slow pace. Oh, great. Brock cursed and ripped a fragmentation grenade from its pouch on his kit and prepped it. Frag out. He tossed a small explosive through the gap. Less than a second later, there was a whoomp as the explosion rocked the ground, sending pieces of shrapnel pinging off the metal door as it was sealed shut. Shit! Help! Townsend cried. From my left, as he was toppled to the ground by two decrepit-looking figures that had emerged from one of the rooms. Get him off! He pleaded as they dragged him back into the room. I shifted my stance as four more of the mummified-looking people came running out from the darkness and towards Smith and Race. The two laid into them with a controlled burst, dispatching them without issue. I'm out, Race called out as she transitioned to her pistol. Smith, attempting to push forward only to be stopped once more by those freaking things, said, Townsend, hang on. Townsend's screams were soul-crushing, but more of those things kept pouring out from the rooms as we emptied magazine after magazine. Hang in there, kid, Brock yelled again as we fought our way down the hall at a slow pace. I breached into the room with Brock to find Townsend sprawled out on the floor with two of those things tearing at his exposed lower stomach. The coppery smell of blood hit my nose as I shot the one closest to me while Brock shot the other. You're gonna be fine. Brock tore into Townsend's blood kit. It's just a scratch, he reassured him as Race and Smith continued firing from outside. Brock shoved most of Townsend's exposed intestines back in and dressed the wound before securing it in place. The bottom two fingers on Townsend's right hand were torn off, and his left wrist had been broken at an odd angle, rendering it useless. Jason, help me. Brock gestured towards Townsend as I grabbed a hold of his right arm. I hooked my arm under Townsend's and hauled him up to his feet. His face was beginning to turn pale as blood began to seep through the trauma pad on his stomach. I don't... His eyes fluttered. I feel so good. I'm sorry, guys. He slurred the apology as he tried to walk. I kinda fucked up. He coughed up blood that streamed out over his chin. I'm gonna die. Townsend struggled to walk as we moved back down the hall. Luke had joined the fighting now and was making his way up the stairwell we'd entered from. Don't forget the bag. The yellow bag sat against the wall of the security station, all the way across the room. Fuck that. Help us, Smith yelled back as he dropped one of those mummy things and planted a boot in its skull, sending a putrid black fluid flooding onto the floor. Luke let out a curse and ran across the room, dodging the few stragglers that were still alive. Just as he got to the bag, something slammed into the massive blast door that we'd shut just moments earlier. The door shuttered violently as he...
Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and you know what's spicier than snorting Demon G Fuel? What's that? Lawyers tell me to notify you that's a dumb idea. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know it's a really dumb idea? Making an Instagram account. It's a total waste of time, and I made one years ago. Now, what happened here today is I actually got banned from Instagram. I got removed from the platform for what is the dumbest reason imaginable. Now imagine my account got removed for impersonation. Impersonating who? This guy right here. Now, I often racked my brain wondering how I impersonated myself. I was in the hospital recovering from the surgery, as you may know, and I opened my phone to see Instagram to message an old friend, and immediately my account was completely gone. No if and buts, no one mentioned anything to me, the account just simply stopped working. Now, I was a little confused over here, I wonder what happened. So I tried signing in through my Facebook account, and it just made a brand new account all of a sudden. Now, I actually had a Facebook-connected Instagram account, so I was a little surprised at everything. I had to look through every single user ID I had, and I found out later that I was impersonating myself, the account was removed, and the only way that I was going to get it back was giving these people at Facebook my user identification, my actual real-life ID card. Now, it could have been anything. It could have been my actual driver's license. Could have been a passport. Could have been my social security number. Could have been anything. But in reality, this was all really dumb. There is no way I'm giving Mark Zuckerberg and crew any form of user ID. You might wonder, well, Muda, they can get it anyways. Yeah, you know what? Do it then. I'm not going to give it. It makes no sense. Facebook and its service provides nothing. But then I realized to myself, you know what, man? Instagram is just a really dog shit service in general. So I wanted to look at a couple things. I wanted to tell you exactly why Instagram is the devil's taint, and the devil's butt plug. I'm all about butt plugs lately. It's a real wild fantasy of mine. No, don't need to look too further into it. But I wanted to show you a bunch of these scams. Now, since my account is removed, I can't exactly show you the messages that were sent to me. But what I can show you are messages that were sent to everyone. For instance, the many scams that happen on Instagram are all about exposing tragedies. Giving poor little dogs some food. 1 share equals 1 meal.
Yeah, this definitely doesn't look like straight up engagement farming, but hey, what the heck do I know, right?
1 repost equals 10 cents to the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, of course, during a tumultuous time of U.S. Civil War Part 2, it's kind of fucking disgusting to say every time you read
invisible door on this gun. I can't let go of it. Come on.
Why am I such a damn idiot? Why? Why? Ah, no. Diamonds, dude. Diamonds. I think we can set up right here. I'm not dead. Havoc, if you only knew, dude. God. I was an idiot, okay? I was gonna talk to you an hour. I watch some video. Let's dip. Oh, and you said that like as I died or like minutes before I died. Jinx me, damn it, if that's the case.
What day are you on? What day you on? Oh, you still don't know? Oh, what hard?
Totally didn't die. Yeah, that's why I'm not playing the Realm right now. It's been having a lot of issues as of late. I have looked at chat. This chat? What chat? Huh? Oh, QB. Aaron's playing QB. How the fucking hunt?
Post, we'll give 10 cents. I doubt that there were 10 cents shared. One like, 25 cents.
Once again, seems really believable that this has actually happened.
But the various other scams that always happened is every time you posted a selfie, there would always be one moron coming into your DMs telling you, "Hey man, you look really good. How about you join my clothing company as a brand ambassador?" When all they really wanted was your fucking address for God knows what kind of identity theft was awaiting. So in reality, all this site is just scams. But you know the best part about it is, Instagram's service says you can't do anything unlawful, misleading, or fraudulent, or for an illegal or unauthorized purpose. Now, of course, Instagram is a big platform, but don't you
You're
think there should be
cringe.
some more fucking moderation when it comes to all the scams that have been running for years on here? I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying. Clearly, I get taken down for impersonation, but some of these motherfuckers can run around just siphoning money like dipshits. The other big controversy that Instagram is known for is like some weird sort of puritanical rules that they're running, and some weird moderation when it comes to individuals posting racy photos. Now, this is something that I wanted to cover because I think this is really stupid, okay? Could you imagine if tonight Snapchat decided to say, yeah, we're not going to allow any nudes on the platform. No, it would be Tumblr 2.0, okay? You're basically getting rid of the feature that everyone fucking likes anyways, okay? That's all Snapchat is known for. And I would like to argue that Instagram is pretty much known for the same thing because all I've really seen on Instagram are four things, okay? Food, all right? Fucking the same trips to Barcelona that everyone goddamn posts. Straight up nudity at some point, okay? And car stuff. That's pretty much what it comes down to. The third point that I mentioned is a very strong one. Now, a bunch of people in the sex work industry, the OnlyFans side of the world, decided, you know, why are my accounts getting fucking removed? And if you look here, Instagram blatantly just says, we're seeing some confusion that our terms of use update is targeted at people who make OnlyFans content. We want to reassure our community that this isn't true. And nothing will change about the way we enforce our policies on 12/20. This is back in the day when they made that absurd data policy update. Could you imagine Hitman, Doctor, Agent 47, plumber Johnny Sins immediately jumps into it and says, "So you deleted all my accounts for no reason? Then that's fucking weird. That's suspicious. Yeah, how could you do my boy Johnny Sins like that dirty? That's just fucking messed up." I love how like the entire thread is just filled with everyone in the industry who just pretty much says, "Wow, you keep deleting my accounts, don't you?" I mean, we're at a point where even the Pope Francis, you know, the guy at the Vatican is just, his account is suddenly liking racy model Instagram photos. Okay, I love how like the Vatican is unsure. They're like questioning with Instagram, how could this have happened, bro? It just takes one double tapping. That's pretty much how it goes, Chief. You fucked up right there. But I mean, these standards are pretty much based on Facebook's nonsense anyways, which is all about not recording erotic stuff or whatever. But, you know, going back to the point, all right, when you've got people who are just big on the platform, you know, celebrities, they're able to get away with posting racy photos, when at the same time, Instagram, like workers, smaller accounts do the exact same thing, and suddenly their account starts to die down a little bit. It's a bit of a fucking wild journey. Obviously, Instagram's moderation needs a bit of work, just like Instagram's moderation needs to look at things like fucking scams as well too. But going back to their terms of use, what blows my fucking mind is this one, okay? Now, of course, they say how you can't use Instagram. You can't impersonate others or provide inaccurate information, okay? So you have to be fucking brutally true and honest with these people, okay? Otherwise, the dimensional merge is going to suck your asshole and you're going to be sent somewhere else. You don't have to disclose your identity on Instagram, okay? But you must provide us with accurate and up-to-date information, including registration info. Motherfucker, what is this, the goddamn fucking DMV? Alright, it's an Instagram account, okay? Not the US fucking government. Which may include providing personal data. Oh yeah, like a fucking identification? Like something that I'm not willing to give you? Fuck right off. Also, you may not impersonate someone or something you aren't, and you can't create an account for someone else unless you have their express permission. Now, it's interesting enough when you look at Mutahar Instagram, there's not a whole lot of Mutahars that are impersonating me. These are actually different Mutahars out there. There is only one, which is Add Muda is Life, and I'm sure the only reason they survived. Oh my god, that is a cringe-tastic photo. Okay, I said that's cringe, but they made me a tank engine, dude. That signifies exactly how I feel with this fucking band. Mutahar is our Lord and Savior. This is a fan account dedicated to Mutahar Amos. We love you, Muta. Stay dank. Love you too, baby. I only believe that they survived the fucking purge because they said that they were a fan account. Maybe that's the fucking secret. Maybe just call yourself a fan account. If you make an Instagram account, just say you're a fan account. Bam, you'll fucking survive. No reason for impersonation right there, you know? Now you might be wondering, Muta, why don't you just give them your identification? I mean, they're probably gonna get it anyways. It's Facebook we're talking about. Now the reality of it is, listen, if this was Google, yeah, give them my ID. My YouTube channel's tied to it. I use Google for productive reasons, for emails, for cloud services, for their Google Docs and all that stuff. I do use Google. I believe Google is deserving of my ID because they provide a pretty fucking useful service. I would give my identification to Microsoft and Apple because at least both of them provide some sort of useful service to me. You know why I don't give it to Facebook? Because they provide fuck and all as a service in that specific order. And, this is one of the things that drives me insane about Facebook, okay? When we go back to it earlier, how is it that I'm impersonating myself and I have connected my Instagram account that you banned to a actual verified Facebook account, of me? Why is it that the Instagram account gets fucking banned for impersonation, but you leave the connected Facebook account just fucking alone? Makes no sense to me, alright? You should have gotten rid of everything on the Facebook service, alright? It wouldn't have affected me whatsoever, but the consistency and the logic doesn't make any sense. It's like a fucking AI gone wrong. So, and the wild thing is, alright, now that that's done, alright, you look at Facebook as a service, and I'm going to get off a bit of a tangent over here, but Facebook as a service provides me nothing, okay? Provides no one anything. If you use Facebook or any of these services for longer than 4 hours a day, I think you need some help, okay? I think you need to be ripped away from the screen a little bit.
No!
And when you look at Facebook, all it is just a bunch of people that can't get down with the idea that the Earth is a fucking, round globe. There are people out here who spread so much misinformation. It's filled with a lot of old boomers that still believe in shit like Jim Crow. I mean, I'm on here on Facebook listening to Deborah talk about her bad experience at a 7-Eleven and how she hates people like me. When in reality, Deborah, I'm sorry your husband's cheating on you, but that 7-Eleven is where it's at, all right? 7-Eleven makes some good-ass slushies. I've been drunk many times eating out of 7-Eleven, and boy, it's getting a little personal now. So let's whittle back down. Moral of the story is Instagram is a terrible dog shit service with a history of problems. A history of so many problems that I'm actually quite certain that in a few years, people will be switching to another photo sharing service. Because that's all really Instagram is, okay? It's just filled with scams, it's filled with nonsense, it's filled with people trying to fucking screw you over, it's filled with a lot of individuals saying, I love you, but please give me your credit card number so I feel safe meeting you. That's really all it is. I'm banned off of Instagram, I guess, if they want my ID, and even then, it's not even a guarantee that it'll work anyways, because it's gonna go through a whole fucking process, and maybe at the end of it, they'll say, yeah, we still think it's impersonation, and that's pretty much what it is. If you have a big Instagram page with like millions of followers, and this shit fucking happens to you, that sounds really scary, because for some people, their entire career is off of this website, and that just blows my mind. With a system like this, it could all be over in a goddamn heartbeat. But I guess that's the same for any real job out in any world. So, ladies and gentlemen, moral of the story again, banned off of Instagram, don't really care, 2 fingers in the air, I'm done. I'm done with it. Sorry, I had to get I finally got the Facebook nonsense out of the system. But this is me, Mutahar, and I'm going to go back to playing Shin Megami Tensei. I am out.
I don't know. But sometimes I gotta follow myself, dude. Is gotta get actual armor instantly. I mean, I don't ever do it. But as you see, then I die. I effed up. Also, sadly enough, I may
British
not
people
be
like,
your best
hey,
source.
anyone got a seg, eh? How's it all going, ladies and gentlemen? Guess who? Know who on us? I'm Mudahar, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna sit back, relax. You just heard 3 different dialects and different languages in the span of 30 seconds. But you know what we're about to go into? Mukbang channels. Most specifically, a creator known as Nico Kato Avocado. Now, this is a channel that I looked at a while ago when I looked at mukbangers. And now, before we begin, let me just say, I have no problem with people who create mukbang content. I think mukbang content is, honestly, if you enjoy it, do it, produce it, make it, and people will laugh. Honestly, that's all we're here for on this website. My style of video is something that people may not enjoy, and some people will really enjoy. And the same thing goes for mukbang. What I don't understand is someone else's pleasure, right? And that's completely okay. This is mostly about this specific creator and like this long-lasting history of like this person's path from like vegan to villain, as to quote the Right Opinions 4.5-hour video. Okay, there are 2 topics you make long videos. Nico Avocado and Metal Gear Solid 4. That's about it. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go down this rabbit hole. So sit back, relax, and we're gonna watch a person who is slowly engorging themselves to death. Now, this is a channel, of course, 2.15 million subscribers. Nico is not a small channel at all. Nico was here since 2014. My name is Nick, and I go by Nico Kato Avocado. My channel is where I like to express myself. I love sharing my exciting life with you each day over a warm plate of food. How much food exactly? Well, let's just say a week ago we did the 10,000 calorie challenge. Now, I'm going to be real with you. You think this is just clickbait? Oh, no, that's actually 10,000 calories that one single person is going to engorge. You want to know how I know he engorges it? Look at this amazing, look at this dissension. We're just scrubbing by. Bam, all gone, all there. That's the amount of calories like 5 adult humans need, 5 to 6 adult humans need per day, gone into one person. So, just to let you know, unless you're throwing up right afterwards, which I don't think he is, and unless you work out and burn those calories off like a champ, this is slowly killing yourself. It's kind of like when you look at the Descent of Shoe Nice, and you see him slamming alcohol at those points where it's like he's doing entire bottles of Everclear that's going to completely kill your insides. Like, I am surprised that Shoe Nice's liver still functions. And this is sort of what we're getting over here. His internal organs are going through so much. Right now, his internal organs are running nearly the Olympics every day inside. It's kind of insane. Now, you might be wondering, hey, let's go down 6 months ago. I'm going vegan. I'm going vegan. This is coincidentally the only video where he like has not. Well, I guess he ate a lot of bananas. Okay, went a little bananas in this video. And it's got about 1 million views, but them dislikes. Why the dislikes? Let's see. Let's just look at the comments. Ha! Good luck on going vegan. Now, I like to wish Nico Kato Avocado luck on going vegan 6 months ago. That was until I saw giant 21-pound lobster mukbang. And believe it or not, I'm glad that this was sponsored, but I want to know if this actually really happened. Yes, that is in fact a fucking 21-pound lobster. Now, I'm just going to quickly scrub through this video to see if he actually goddamn ate the thing, and I'm going to say he motherfucking ate that lobster. Okay, he ate a 21-pound, maybe not all the way through, but he ate a good chunk of that 21-pound lobster. I don't know where you could find a 21-pound lobster. Honestly, this is the first time I'm seeing it, but to see him consume 9 lobster that quickly, that cannot be healthy, and I'm actually worried about his fucking health, to the point where it's like, that is, like, imagine the amount of calories, the amount of sodium, the amount of that is so detrimental to your body. But yes, I guess it gets a lot of views, and even if he's getting a shit ton of dislikes, that's still engagement. He's still killing the YouTube game right now. These are numbers that any channel can build. Of course, you can't just build a career on YouTube with mukbangs just solely on engorging yourself. At least in the case of Nico Kato Avocado, who's one of the biggest mukbangers on the platform. You need to get into some of that juicy, spicy beef, okay? And not the beef you shove into your mouth, the beef you start online. This beef is, this YouTuber drags me in front of 1.2 million people. This keeps the channel alive. Literally, within the same fucking month or like a couple weeks, Spill Channel spreads lies about me with receipts. Like this is definitely keeping him a bit alive. the acts and feats he goes to keeps him alive in multiple circles on YouTube, and this is why he maintains a level of relevancy. Like, I mean, if you look at these numbers, again, 2.5 million, dude, 3.5 million views eating spicy fucking noodles, alright? Well, let me tell you, anybody on this platform would kill for those fucking numbers, okay? Anybody that treats this as their job. Nico Cotto gets it by shoving food in him. He is financially incentivized heavily to do this, okay? Anytime he gets a sponsored video on it, he's killing it, okay? He's literally killing himself and also killing the YouTube game at the same time. It's kind of fucking scary. Now, of course, he also has another channel, which is even more spicier than you would expect, which is more Nico Cotto. Now, this is 370,000 subscribers, but he's still killing the goddamn numbers. This guy is a fucking mad lad. But not only is he a mad lad, this is where things get real, okay? Because if you think about it, if you thought the first channel making content for that was already hurting him, he has basically doubled his video output at this point. Because if you think about it, look at some of these videos. I just cheated on Orlin at the Chipotle parking lot, as he has like a massive giant salad. Why I can't cheat on Orlin at the Chipotle parking lot? I literally have no idea what the lore for this cheating relationship is. It's drama with no actual plot line. But look at that! He's got the entire menu right there in the thumbnail. And if you go around, okay, there's obviously like there's a precursor to all. There's a little drama to get you involved. Now, this is an image I tweeted out a while ago, which got me really sad and pretty much was the start of this video, where it's like, I don't want to be fat anymore, as you have like all these cheeseburgers and, oh, wait, hold on. I love the YouTube anti-clickbaiter system they have implemented. If you hover over the video, you can see a bit of the actual video. He's got a jug of water, bro. That water is not going to help you with the amount of cheeseburgers and fries I'm looking at. That is enough to feed a small village, and you are putting it all into you. But the video to the right is where it's at. I'm getting fat and don't know why. Really? You don't know why? I want to see if this is actually clickbait, though. Let me see this.
Work now, or I'm calling my attorney.
I have no idea if I was supposed to be laughing during that, or if I was supposed to be actually fucking scared. But yes, I guess it's... I am speechless, okay? I'm actually goddamn speechless. I really am. Jesus Christ. I just soiled myself and... we're not going there! Let me tell you, I'm not... There's a lot of things I do, but that will definitely never be one of them. Here's another good banger right here. Celebrating my 2-pound weight loss. Okay, well, how would you celebrate your 2-pound weight loss? Well, you'd have a whole ton of Subway sandwiches. Now, I don't know if he's trying to go for like the old like Subway's marketing tactic, you know, with the whole like Jared losing a shit ton of weight or whatever, but like if you have that many Subways, it's not good for you. Subways isn't good for you in fucking general, as far as I know and as far as I feel when I eat it. So I don't think Subways in that capacity is any much more healthier. Just mathematically, it does not fucking work that way.
I'm gonna give this out to somebody. She doesn't know about to shut them up, so click the link down below and put me on Cameo, where I'm gonna mention
In your fucking dreams. Okay, actual mukbang starts at 18 fucking minutes. Did he actually lose the weight though? If you lose 2 pounds on your weight, right? What's the last thing you should do? Consume all of this. And I guess they're supposed to be healthier Subways, but like, dog, all that bread, you're consuming all of it. This is not... Did he actually eat all of it? Let me see this. Let me see this. Let me see. He didn't actually eat it all, right? Wait. Wait!
I've been saying 4, because at the time 2 footlongs. That means I have 7 footlongs left. 14 minutes left. I'm craving spicy noodles. I can't decide which one. That's not
Bro, we have 15 minutes left in the video and he's just gonna like crave them spicy noodles now? We're adding more to... Well, I guess he didn't finish off the Subways, but we're switching to the spicy noodles. At least I think the Subways was kind of fucking healthier, but Jesus Christ. We're just not giving a shit anymore, are we? Oh, dude, look at all these sponsors here. Free coldest. I'd like a free coldest. Oh, water bottle? How much is the water bottle? Let me check that real quick. $28! You must be out of your fucking mind if you don't pay 28 bucks for that shit. Get out of here! Of course, it gets way scarier at this point, too, because Avocado, at the end of last year, 2019, he pretty pretty much got hit with these massive allegations of manipulation, bullying, and making this other mukbang channel feel unsafe. This is Stephanie Sue, who is another popular channel. I don't know anything really about this whole nonsense. I have seen a bit of her video, and just to put into context, okay, she had a 47-minute long video exposing Nikocado Avocado, which he then responded to. And to tell you how much, it was longer than the video she initially made responding to it. And judging by how much people are on her side, I think she gave a lot of receipts. Like, as far as I know, in this, from what I've seen, she has like actual camera footage and like fucking Valkyrie level surveillance on the area. So I'm probably gonna side with her in this situation. Again, don't take that too much to heart. I don't really know all this. I don't want to follow any of this mukbanger drama, because if it's anything that I've learned, is in order to be a proper mukbanger, getting into all this Netflix, like this drama is like some Netflix tier drama, okay? The point where it's not just eating food anymore. It gets to the point where like fucking allegations are thrown out. It's like the beauty community, except instead of selling pallets, they're selling fucking overpriced water bottles, and they're engorging food. It's crazy. However, I will say I've seen one Stephanie Sue video, and she actually has some good commentary, so I don't even think she really needs to fucking eat in the video. She just needs to talk on camera, and I'll probably watch her anyways. Please don't call me a simp. That hurts me very much in the comment section. I'm kidding totally. Let's get further into it. Now, if you think financial incentives are nothing, Nikocado is a fucking business laurier. Because that dude is fucking running cameos. That dude is running, I think, Nikocado, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just get this over real quick. Yeah, what am I saying? He's like a top creator on OnlyFans, to the point where like he is selling. You can see pictures of Starfish for like $15.99, bro. That's an HD 4K Netflix subscription to see some avocado butthole. That is wild. And then you've also got a Patreon, which is like 773 patrons. Like at the very minimum, this dude's making hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month. On the very high end, people have went there. Several thousands a month. Like this is crazy with how much Nikokado's monetized this. So anybody that's saying like he's this guy is obviously working. As dangerous as it appears, and as harmful he can be to his other friends and creators around him, Nico is getting away with making a fucking killing. Like I said in the beginning of this, any creator who has this as their job would kill for those things. Would kill for that. To the point where, in this case, the creator is killing themselves to reach this level of success. It's kind of like an episode of Black Mirror, if you will. It's fucking scary. I'm going on a diet. Now, this is one of those things where it's like, he goes on a diet like every fucking month. Okay? Like, I think maybe it's like every month, every 2 months. Like, it's like a seasonal thing where it's like, I'm gonna go on a diet. It's time for a change. Yeah, really? Bro, I'm looking at the entire KFC fucking menu in this thing. I don't know what's going on. Dude, John Wayne Gacy, okay, when they were snuffing him on death row, didn't eat this much. And John Wayne Gacy was about to die, okay? When you're about to pop, this is an okay meal to have. As a whole, this is so fucking unhealthy to look at. Dude, I feel full and bloated.
Goodness,
just
is this your
looking
second road or is it still your first?
Do you see how much? Dude, that
Third.
is like three
Third?
times the size of fried chicken.
How'd you die in the
they sell
first
here
one?
in Canada, dude. I'm getting 50
Lava
value
hurts.
at my KFC.
You died to
Those
lava?
fries are huge. That
The
is
game
insane.
feels a
I don't
bit
even know
more
if that's
funky
mac
with
and
the
cheese or mashed
controls.
potatoes in the fucking bowl.
I accidentally
And
walked
those
into
biscuits are
lava.
probably
Oh
delicious.
god, Sweetberry is hurt.
I thought they'd
Here's
catch
like
you.
the fifth time I've seen
This version,
Orlin mentioned
like they're
in
like
the
a
entire
web.
thing. I feel like to have this on and off again relationship again.
What's happened to them,
That's
man?
a third channel.
Before-
Oh my god.
I've seen like all these
Fucking
reverse
Chloroquine
LMGs
times
and
three.
new LMG.
Now, there's a big reason
Yeah.
why I'm
LMGs.
making this video. Okay, the reason I'm making this video is because I actually think Nikocado Avocado is a fucking entertaining creator. You know, this person has a personality that has actually worked. Unfortunately, he fell into a trap of content that is actually harmful to himself, and that content is actually what's making him a lot of fucking money. For money, Nikocado has decided to basically harm himself. Because this is harming yourself. This is self-harm. If you look at the YouTube guidelines, self-harm is not okay on the platform. Promoting of that behavior isn't fucking okay either. And I'm not saying Nikocado should be just fucking deplatformed away. I don't think that's okay either. But this guy definitely needs to have some help. If people are making 4.5-hour documentaries on you, you've got some fucking problems. You've got some demons that are floating too freely on the platform. If you look at his earliest like videos, this is just 4 years ago. It's almost as if I'm looking at a totally different person. He was a vegan initially, and then he quit being a vegan. This is literally what he looks like. This is a much more healthy. And honestly, he's goddamn fucking. He looks good. He looks fucking good. I mean, dude, I'd probably get a little gay for this, okay? But not only that, I actually see somebody that is in a healthy situation in life, okay? This is like before the fucking storm hits. And you know what the best part is? As much as you guys want to rag on him now, because I know people are treating this dude as a fucking punching bag and as a joke, but this guy actually has a personality. This guy is actually entertaining. This guy is actually talented. And that's why it fucking hurts me to see somebody who's done this to himself, okay? Because when he initially started, look, epic teriyaki fried rice. Look at that, cheesiest pepper, like we're slowly slipping in. I mean, it literally took months to reach the first, I'm getting fat and don't know. Really? You don't know why? Really? And then it's like, say hello to my double chin. And this is where the whole monetization shit began. Nobody, here's the thing, nobody liked it back then either, okay? This was getting fucking dislike bombed. This was getting hit by his community. But because it kept on getting viewed, because he kept on getting recommended, because he's part of that fucking mukbang algorithm, this is where he's at, dog. This is how it's gonna succeed. This is where he is. And he will continue to succeed, even if it means the cost of hurting his own life. Here's the video, the last one that I'm gonna show you before we wrap things up. This is getting a little too longer for me anyways. It's the, my diet is shrinking my brain, okay? What do you think he means by my diet is shrinking my brain? I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I don't even think that makes fucking sense. I don't know if the science works there, but this is like, this is the drama right here, listen.
You know, I'm not precise enough or good enough to make shows. I don't. I'm sorry.
We're gonna forward through it. This is like a solid minute of just crying.
This is my moment. This is the truth.
Bro, I'm being fucking trolled. He just let out. He just ripped out a fart. He ripped out a fat one after that. Come on.
More so than others. I woke up today with a dark cloud over me. This dark cloud. This rain cloud. This thunderstorm. It's plaguing my mind.
I'm gonna tell you as it is, Nico. Alright. That's your body telling you to stop doing this to yourself and to fucking actually seek some help. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end it right here. Nico Cotto Avocado, I hope you actually get some help, brother. This is fucking insanity. And like I said, you know, there's gonna be a lot of people who treat this dude as a punching bag and they just hate him for who he is. But when you watch his initial videos like 4 years ago, it's a totally different person. It's an entertaining, lovable person. But unfortunately, like I said earlier, he fell into this trap of content that works as a his own livelihood. It's not healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have anything to add, let me know in the comment section below. I can't even say if you like this video or subscribe. This is kind of insanity. But this is me, Muda, and I am out. Hello, guys and gals. Me, Muda Hall. It's been a while. Weather 231, ladies and gentlemen. With the boys and the girls, we're spending a nice good old Sunday. Actually recorded on a Sunday. It's early morning right now. I've been kind of having intermittent sleep problems, and since a certain driver drove past revving his vehicle, mind you, at 6
I can't
a.m.
believe. How'd you die the second time, Danny?
Back, and I'm relaxing, and it's time to get into this very,
Danny.
very,
Don't
very
talk about it.
No, for tell me how you died the second time.
cold one and get to
I got surrounded by zombies when I was trying to build a house.
Seriously, it's like 6 a.m.
That's why
You gotta get armor and crap. Well, I didn't.
That's why there's this thing called sleeping.
I know. I just didn't want to sleep if I don't. And that's lame.
Make a shield.
What's
your next piece of iron? Make a shield.
I still got iron smelting.
Dan, why do you crouch like that when you like build something and put stuff
I
on?
can't tell you in words how I feel every day. I
Hmm?
live with this knowing
You could.
that your
I don't know why
ideas,
people
your
crouch
rights,
like when they
your
build.
grand
Like,
future are being taken every day since
What do you mean?
September
like say you build
2014, the day
something
I
and
was
you put it
set
on.
to
See like that.
I I feel like the World
Click
Trade
double
Center-
shift.
It's gonna be one of those
Like that.
deep web browsing.
It's because like I shift click, but then as soon as I'm done building it, I'm out. So like I hold down shift for a slight second after
Oh, you
out of
put
it.
caps lock
And
on.
also how the world I had created got destroyed. Also how an agreement was hidden for more than 2 years and the attorney who I trusted set me up. I would like you to know their names. You,
See?
the people, should
I'm
contact
not doing
them.
it. It
Write
doesn't
to
make a difference. It makes a difference.
usp2.gov. Tell them how you
Don't.
feel. I fought for your global rights and ideas to the brand Future. You know, I wonder if this is like, maybe this is like super old. Do you think like Future the rapper?
You know what's sad in that
is
first
brand
world?
Well,
Future
I found a
Future?
mending book.
All I know is I was
I
stabbed.
found like
Nerd. This is straight up mending. Like I could have a mending shot. I had a mending pickaxe.
Mending shovel. Be quiet.
Pickaxe. Now I have a mending golden shovel. My spoon.
Is that gonna be your spoon when you eat your
Is this
cereal?
guy in high school or is he like?
24
Is
carrots.
it like? Does he work a security job at high school? I feel like. No, he's way past that. What am I saying? What fucking high schooler works a security job at their high school? That would, Muda, you are dumb in the morning. All right, let's go down over here. So, I don't like monopolies, global rights, whatever. No press will even do a story on me. ABC, NBC, CBS, talk shows, tabloid. Nor does any attorney want to represent me in federal court because I don't have the money. Okay, so I'm gonna skip past all this shit.
Danny.
Trying to get through. So we know that nobody wants to support this fucking person, and they're definitely opposing
No.
a
Fuck off.
ton of legal. Like, look at this shit.
Maybe
Opposition number
when was the last time you played on
9115738.
Oculus?
Like, do you see
There you
the
go.
amount of opposition numbers over here? Clearly,
Yeah,
the
I'm playing on
brand
it
future
every
means
day.
a lot to this person. God bless.
I said you don't even play on it every day.
Why would I?
So it should be mine.
No, you didn't pay fucking $300 for it.
If you really think about it, I could pay you $275 for it.
Nah.
350.
Nah, because I put games and such on there, so it's worth.
400.
Huh?
400.
See, the thing is, though, you don't have that much.
I have no
Yes, you
idea
do.
if this can even be a fucking
Cat.
meme. Too much.
Cap.
Even have a YouTube
Cap.
video. Let's watch
You're right.
MLB 20. This is not a meme. I repeat, this is not a meme, ladies and gentlemen. 2013. This is a vintage meme.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. My name is Kent G. Anderson, founder of FutureVisionaries.com, global future brand, future country. Today we are here for the Coconut Kids. The Coconut Kids, I love the islands and people and stuff came on the Coconut Kids over a decade ago. It's very hard to break in the toy industry, and around Christmas time, you meet the Coconut Kids, you know, so
It's a 3-minute long video. We're not even talking about the brand future. We're talking about the fucking Coconut Kid. Discovered in the black hole deep in outer space, the planet was sucked in the black hole. Our space team of space engineers. This is such a, it's like a kid's toy. Read my letters to President Obama. No fucking way. Dear Mr. President, I believe you, a people president I call you. So much so, USA was created from an idea that believed in freedom for all. Great country we live in. I created future country from our country in IT. Hope to help people of all countries in a way ahead of my time. Future country is all people, all countries. People work together, share, own the brand future of their own ideas. 1998 to 2012. Okay, this is like way too fucking. This is like this brand future is like this is like it's like I'm reading the ramblings of like just crazy. It's too much. It's literally the ramblings of this like brand called Future. This is an actual person who trademarked this brand, and now they're like running it to the point of like just everywhere. They're making kids' toys under it. They made a fucking country under it. They wrote to Obama. This is insane. I am Ken, founder and president of Future Enterprise. The brand Future should be shared to allow people to benefit globally. I know that my plan and the years of my life work will allow the creation of new jobs globally and create opportunity. It's like we made the brand, but how the fuck do you get a job out of it? Like what jobs do we make? Like he's got this design for the future. Like, what is it, a spacecraft?
Oh,
Like a fucking retail
no.
center. This is so much. Future research centers, radio, television, restaurant services, publications, hotels, motels, restaurant, casinos, industry services. There's probably going to be future prostitution in this, dude. gonna be everything. This is insanity. Clothing and apparel stores, theme parks providing facilities, research. There's gonna be some future glory holes, dude. And I'm just gonna say it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna say it like it is. I support this man and his plan for the future brand because I genuinely believe in the year 2055, when I'm an older gentleman, there will be future flying cars, future instruments, future opera houses, future whatever the fuck you. In fact, in the comment section below, let me know what kind of a brand you would like to see in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, at least for now, let's back off and go somewhere else. Oh, dude, Besa Mafia. Now, we've actually seen this before, but it was glad to see that they've come back. Their site was gone for like a couple months, and now they're finally back and more secure. Besa Mafia. We are the Albanian Mafia. We are present in USA, Rutaj organization. In Europe, Asia, Africa, and in Albania. We have members in each and every country, and we have expanded online as many other organizations. We are using security of deep web and Bitcoin. Besa Albanian Mafia. I'm gonna go with Besa. Hire a killer or a hitman. And there they got like, it's like, is that Fuji too? Like just fucking point a fucking Glock in there? If you want to kill someone, beat someone, need services of a hacker, or buy pills, we have the right guy. We have professional hitmen available through. Oh, I'm sure you do. I am sure you do. I love how I say that. One day I'm going to come across a real hitman agency that's like, let's just use this chubby Indian to test our service. And I'm going to have a fucking hot, steamy bullet in my eyeball. You can hire a contract killer easily. Most of our gang members are drug dealers, but they do contracted killings when they're short on cash. No undercover cops, no risk of getting caught, because, yeah, when you have to say that, there's probably a high fucking chance that they're undercover cops. We don't ask for your name, your number, or where you live. Base Mafia does not need credit card or bank account. You pay for Bitcoin. Yeah, if you charge me with credit card, what do you think the fucking credit card charge would look like in your bank, right? $50,000 for a contract elimination. And also, you don't create an account on our site. You place order and give us your secure email or wicker. All discussions are off the site to keep your IP away from hackers or the FBI. Never use your name on this site. Place order and how you should be contacted. Use secure mails like Proton, SecMail for instant messaging when placing order for security reasons. Our website is protected by Tor. Our website IP is not public, and police and FBI can't access again. Never. It won't be shut down again. Our professional hitman for hire do not disclose the identity. Cool. Okay, so they're back in more secured, meaning that they're pretty much claiming the feds can't shut them down. We'll see. We will actually fucking see. But here it is. We are a number of mom members who know how to use modern ICT tools and offer our services online. We have a large network around the globe. If you order one of our services, we will contact one of our mom members close to the victim, and he will provide the services to you locally, whether you need killing, beating, beating, and killing, okay? To scare someone, burn house or car, get guns or poison, we can help you. So they charge $5,000 to $100,000 depending on the personality and the methods you want. Kind of a big fucking range if you ask me, for sure. Beating, we can beat up anybody you want for 25, 10 grand. And here they get those level 35 crook to help you out. That's cool. Setting cars and homes on fire, 5 grand. Holy goddamn shit, they're gonna set things in a blaze. Purchasing guns and poisons, we can help provide poisons. It depends on what you want. Okay. Be warned, don't try hacking the site or risk your life. I'm fucking sure, 100% that they've also got hacking services. This is an organization and brokerage network of hacking services tailored to suit each client needs. Our consulting service provides professional hacking services for hire, explosive and consistent individuals who have a variety of technical skills to meet each specific request. And then they mention like they can hack social media, malware, custom trojans, remote access trojans, and social engineering, and everything in between. Our background varies from associate to associate that specializes in security. So, alright, they've got multiple certifications. They're CISSP, CEA, GIACs, and many more. If you require professional hacking services, you've come to the right place. Alright, I believe it. And then they've got email hacking, so they can get any password from any email address. Doesn't matter if it's a free address or private and corporate. I bet, dude, 100%. Now they can also do DDoS attacks, which I don't think you have to mention if you can hack them. The DDoSes are simple as fuck. Grade changing. I think these guys played a little bit too much uplink hacker fucking elite because right now I'm just reading the objective list for that game. It's kind of fucking insane. Again, I'm probably gonna find the one mafia group that actually can whack me. So, you know, it is what it is. If I'm not alive in the next couple days, you know what happened. To place an order, please fill the form below and explain. So you just send your email to like this secretary at like the Besa Mafia, and I guess they like communicate with the actual like Besa Mafia group. Now they also supply top purity research chemicals. Yeah, this site's a one-stop shop, boys. It's a Costco for assassinations, hacking, and buying research-grade elements. What the fuck, dude? So you can buy ZFDCK, Alpic, the 3-Meopep, EU, MedPep, 2201. What are you looking at me for? What are you? I'm a fucking engineer, not a goddamn chemist. What do you expect me to fucking know? Hell no. And then you can hire everything. So I guess these are like prices. And I assume they're probably in like euros or maybe dolans, who knows. 250 grams of like 2F dick is like 1,700. 2 kilograms is like 4,400. I don't know if there's like a true saving in like buying this shit in mass bulk. Maybe there is. Actually, it does seem like there is slightly a bigger. It's cheaper to buy it all in one. And then if you go down, you can get like, what's the most expensive thing on this list? Let me try to find it. It's gotta be like the most expensive thing. So far, it seems like the most expensive is dick, which I'm not denying. I'm sure dick is the most expensive thing that I can find out there.
Let me guess. Fourth hardcore world.
What these chemicals are like? Maybe
We don't talk about it, okay? I keep,
How did you die this time?
I'm gonna get something.
somehow like I crit hit and like tried to crouch behind my shield, but somehow he hit me for over 3 hearts of damage.
You can't crouch behind your shield. You have to hold it.
No, like I crit hit, like, and then hid behind it with the button. But like he managed to hit me beforehand and did 3 hearts worth of damage, which was all I had.
Oh, it was a rim launch and died. You didn't have real hardcore.
Well, I could play like.
That's why you should start streaming.
Alright, so
I am.
And
this
like,
little JPEG that's
have a little
flying
thing
around
here, this
on
bottom
my
corner.
Alright, I found
This
it.
is how many days you're on.
So this is a little interesting.
Why?
A couple
So
hours
be
ago,
cool.
actually, like
I'd have to figure out how to fucking make it cool. I don't know how to do that shit.
critical if you don't
Look it
know
up.
my
Dan,
name.
do you have your
And,
webcam on?
He told me that Chris
Maybe.
yesterday.
Do you?
I think we
Yeah.
found it, boys.
Then how
We
come
found
when I
that
went to your
Chris
stream like 8
Evans
times,
dick
you
right
didn't
now.
have
I
Because
can't
it's
even deny it.
fairly
On
recently
Deep
been
Web
put
Browser,
on.
Of all things, we found America's
I liked
dick
your
around
stream,
here.
by the way, and I owe me $1.
So this is a camera roll. I think it's somebody's screenshot of like Chris Evans. I think this is this Instagram? I think it's Instagram or like it's a Snapchat or something. And he like sent his dick out to a story. And this is like a picture of his gallery roll. So I guess we'll review as much as we can. We've got our boy Chris Evans looking hot as ever. We've got him guard that pussy. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Guard that pussy, dude. He looks like the cat. He looks like the Chris Evans from that movie Cellular. If you don't know what that movie is, you've got to check it out. It's like Muda's movie recommendation for the week. Check out Cellular. Awesome movie. And then you've got, I guess he's like standing, like posing around something. This is like his buddy that's imposing. I think that's him. I think that's his buddy again. But that's his dick, dude. Dude, that's his cock right there. That's it. It's a black and white filter cock. It's a cock. It's not even. It's a good looking cock. I can't even deny it. Like I don't want to sit here and review it for like 10 minutes, but I gotta say that's. Why is this floating around? Is this really like that hot of information? Like, is this really breaking the internet? Like, Chris Evans' penis is just like it made it that fast. To even dark web circles, clear web circles, whatever you want to call it. It's a black and white photo of his cock. And I listen, I guess I'll watch the cock. It's got like it's obviously pointing in the direction left. It's a black and white photo, and I guess I've artistically done to make it look a little bigger than it is. And it's a very fine, big looking dick. It's got like a clean shaft.
Bro, Danny, you monster.
I mean, goddamn, he's got. I always liked Chris Evans, great actor, and now I know that he has a great cock. I can't believe I saw his cock on Deep Web Browser. Man, I gotta do this series way more. This is why the series isn't like just a weekly take anymore. It's like when I got banger shit, I got banger. Sometimes I got banger stuff, and then I got big banger cocks, right? That I didn't even expect. God damn, I feel kind of dirty having this. I feel like I should delete this JPEG. So I'm probably gonna fucking do that. But I'm glad that I know now the fact that I've rated and seen Chris Evans' cock will now be a forever immortalized piece of content. God bless, dude. God bless. You know, that's the best part about uploading the way I do. You never really know what the fuck you're gonna put out on the internet, and it's gonna stink. Real soon. People will know that Muda reviewed this. If I'm gonna give it a fucking IGN rating, it's a 9 out of 10, dude. Could be perfect if it was in a color format. I would probably appreciate it. The black and white, I know it's artistic, but Muda don't appreciate that artsiness, especially when it comes to a raw cockpit. But let's go to the next of people.
I probably should have used that
Oh,
horse.
the Inferno Club. Ooh,
What nerd?
spooky. Spooky. If you see a lot of blurs
Yeah, are
right
you a
now,
simp?
it's because
So I killed
there's
the
some
horse.
gore that they're posting and, like,
Why'd you kill the horse?
movies
I
that
ain't no
look
simp.
spooky.
Super intense Minecraft.
Shut up.
Spies.
You're like the embodiment of everything talked about TikTok.
Super intense Minecraft.
The zoom feature is so useful. I can zoom in on things far away to confirm what they are.
Then what's that mountain?
High quality log.
Then-
High quality moon.
Even though it's just a
High
dog.
quality house.
High quality iron golem that you're probably gonna kill and die too. Huh?
Nah, fam.
Yeah, I'll pay you $5 if you can speedrun the game this attempt. I'll give you $45 if you can beat the game in under an hour. I'm going for 15 minutes, I'd say. Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna do a bit.
Your
I'm gonna do
computer
a bit
didn't
of
almost
check
just
for
fall.
Anybody fell for the scam real quick? Let me just give me a second.
Your computer didn't
Oh,
almost just fall.
dude, they fucking fell for it.
You're all
They fell
so
for the scam.
super intense.
Oh, no.
Bro, Danny, this is tripping me out.
People
I just see a door and then you can see more doors.
They sent them .0079303.
It's scaring, see?
Guys, they actually okay. So they made some goddamn cash.
Danny,
Dude.
say a word.
So
Any
why
word
they
that comes
send
up to your
the
mind.
exact amount of money they received is so they can send it to multiple Bitcoin accounts and sort of launder the money that way. Effectively, they're sending it through a bunch of accounts, washing the money clean in the public ledger.
It's been in between my keyboard where it's pull out like hair, other things, random old crumbs and every other thing like that.
Let's open this.
No, you're not.
Oh! My nose itches.
You have to get the fuck out of here. Bees!
Bees. It's not like there was just a whole update just to get bees in the game.
Hey, bees are pog. Don't diss the bee. We got food though. That's good. Means I can start running.
Record highs. They had double this amount, basically. So what? $160 they had. So yeah, it's not a whole heck of a lot of money, but they still fucking made money off this bullshit scam. You wanna know why this is a scam? Because there's no way that deep web services exist in the deep web. All right, like the red rooms, please, guys. Red rooms are myths. Okay, there's never been one actual fucking red room. Don't listen to anything on the internet that tells you that they've existed. They have not. Okay, the deep web, the core relay is not fucking strong enough to run 1080p 9-hour streams of some dude being tortured. If it was, it would make massive headlines in the news. This shit took me maybe 5 minutes to find. A normie could find this in like 10 minutes. It's not that hard to look through. So this kind of a scam, don't fall for it. It's not real. Now, if you look at the access, they have multiple levels of access. So I guess we're looking all of them up. They have members, which I guess we'll also see for the members real quick. Login details. Don't believe anything. This is all bullshit. I'm pretty sure. I think if I type whatever the fuck I wanted, I might be able to get into the club. It probably is like some interior member club. It's probably like a giant joke section. But if you go over to the account over here, you can see that viewer access will let you download all videos and pictures. So it's kind of like subscribing to a Snuffy OnlyFans. And then, as you can see, the increments increase, right, for what you do. Here you'll get passive access to the site. So, I don't know, I guess forever into it. And you can download everything possible. I think think it's the same page. No, it's literally the same fucking page. They literally made like 4 options, but there are only 2 options. That's pretty much what it is. You can execute all your actions live. You can give live commands that will be executed by master session. So it's basically like Twitch plays stuff, right? Like that's what you're effectively looking at. Guys, it's a fucking scam. It is a scam. And you know what? I feel like whoever pays for this shit, even out of curiosity, even if you do, even if you're thinking that tantalized, understand one thing real quick. Just figure it out real quick. This shit's a honeypot, if anything. That means the law enforcement set this up so people can buy it and then like pretty much agree that they're buying illicit videos and like audio tapes or just trying to being participants in a murder, and that's actually over later. Again, I don't know the exact number, but way too early to get into, but kind of a landmine that you are setting. It's not law for this, in fact, you do this because you need to understand that some things you should not satiate for the sake of curiosity. With that said though, fuck this scam, alright, 2 fingers up in the air. Alright, like this, let's go somewhere else. The Money Goddess Experience. Become a money goddess and make money fall in love with you. Oh yeah? Oh yeah, bud? Okay, bud, let's look at that. So, are you ready to become a money goddess? You bet. Does this sound familiar? Okay, have you felt crushed or exhausted by the pursuit of money? I think everyone has. You undercharge or are underpaid, or you believe that people can't afford you, or you won't pay you what you want. I think a lot of people have been there. Yeah, you put your dreams on hold because you couldn't afford it. Yeah, I too wanted to fly to space in a Lamborghini, but that's been my dream for a while. It's a very expensive dream. I hope I'll make it one day, so yeah, I feel that. You're great at making money and even better at losing it. No, because I'm an adult and I can fucking budget my finances. You've achieved success, but it has cost you time, health, relationships, or joy. Maybe not time, energy for sure, health no, relationships sure, and joy. You want to make money easy, and you want to know it will always be there for you. Well, this is making money easy. It doesn't work. Don't fall for this. You want to love every part of yourself and take the limits off what you really deserve. Yeah, I want my entitlement to kick off. I will guide you step by step through my proven fucking time I hear about proven systems to make money. Money is the number one excuse women give for not living. I don't think it's a sexual thing. I think men also have the same excuse. We have a lot of common with guys, but women are motivated differently than men. That cutthroat, take no prisoners, go for the burn, dominate your competition, success at any cost mentality that can feel really good.
Imagine not reading chat.
Can feel
Well,
really
not when it's a
bad
dumbass
if
like you.
Don't. What? Dude, I've met tons of chicks in my business that are fucking cutthroat like hell, dude. I don't think it's a testosterone thing. I think it's just like a toxic thing, you know what I mean? And because we're told things work a certain way and we should feel certain.
I do read chat, my phone's shut off.
In our life. And even when it does work financially, the cost of success is too high. Yeah, no shit.
Oh, so you're talking about what I typed in chat, I'm assuming.
It's called sacrifice. It's not some cutesy Hallmark card saying. It's supposed to be that way. I've worked with women with enormous hearts and desire to make a difference in the world. Okay, there's another way. Let's do the other way. Strategic, powerful, and wealthy and successful. You get to be yourself, be fulfilled, and be well loved at the same time. So she's going to teach me how to make money, fall in love with I like these testimonials. My mortgage company called and asked us if we would like to refinance our house at a lower rate and they would cover all the expenses. Told us, is that a miracle or what? Baby, I don't know if you checked in with your mortgage company, but they might be trying to fleece your ass. You should check. Well, Susanna, I am deliriously happy. Thank you. I had the courage to live this life because of you, and I picked up 4 new clients this week. That sounds like you did the fucking hard work. You don't have to thank anyone else for it. Bullshit. You did the hard work. Pat yourself on the back. Let's see. Not only have I attracted spontaneity to my life, but more money too. 10 grand within 48 hours? He's like, Thank you, Morgana. Real blessful. You taught me how to make a lot of cash in 48 hours. That gas station guy in a 5.7? Ooh, man, what a combination, dude. I got away scot-free. Should figure out to add that to the fucking testimonial, right? The Money Goddess Home Study Program is here. Filmed live at the sold-out Money Goddess Experience in LA. It's a studio apartment. It's fucking live. 20 content-packed, high-def videos. That's 10 hours of content-rich transformation. And if dude, can we just get fucking Pay Money Wubby here real quick? He can fucking sit down with me and we can watch 10 hours of this bullshit and tell you how nonsense. I'm sorry if I sound really heavy. It probably is good advice, but it's probably really generic money-making advice. Let me be fucking real with you. Let's see what the cost is. How much are we getting paid? Okay, no, I'm done. I know this is a joke. When they start putting the value like $3,500 value, $97 value, 20 Money Goddess strategies, bonus materials, how to create a 6-figure website on a shoestring. Yours now for $44.80. 1997? There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. There is a fucking way. $2 grand? She's the one making the cash. $2 grand? You fucking poggers, my guy. You make $2 grand for this? Oh, you can fist my ass and call me Billy Ray Cyrus. I'm gonna back the fuck out of this one, dude. The home study course gives you a new relationship with the money you fucking lost, your own Persephone map to show you who your ideal clients are, the obliteration of
I also don't read chat because it's dead for ages, but then as soon as like my phone turns off, all of a sudden something's in it. It's like horrible luck.
I believe it. There's no proof to these claims, but sure. I now have an adult, confident, successful, loving perception of myself. That's great. It seems like you discovered how to love yourself. Our financial strength allowed us to enjoy increased time that we can have our second honeymoon for nearly 8 Okay. Where's the fucking evidence? It's not there. Who am I and how can I help you unleash your money goddess? I love when they tell you they were on like ABC, CBS, Fox. Probably like one article and called it a day. They were with David Chopra, Mary Williamson, John Roth, T. Harv Walker, John Gray. Dude, I'll be real with you. I'm not sure I believe that. Whatever. Maybe I'm just fun. I love how here's the signs you're ready to join the movement. Ooh, what are the signs? You experience the energy drain of the Athena overwhelmed syndrome. Yeah, it's called stress. Your wounded Aphrodite responds with compulsive eating. Yeah, it's called depression. In Persephone's tailspin, you don't fully realize your personal value. Yeah, it's not understanding. It sounds like a midlife crisis to me. You feel like there's something wrong with you. There's always something wrong with you, Danny. You want your life to feel more easy, natural, and magical. What the fuck? This is the most generic statements in the world. God damn, I am hurting physically, man. I'm sorry. It burns me because like you know that there's a bunch of sales for this. Like we like sit here and laugh about it. Like we're like, whatever. Nobody buys it. They fucking buy it, dude. They buy it. That's why the site's still up. They buy this shit, dude. They buy it. There's some sucker who comes in here down on their luck, no self-confidence, like, man, I've got nothing to my name but $1997. How do I make $1 million and achieve all of my problems, all of my successes? They give their money here, guys. I'm telling you.
Shut up, Zip Zap. Shut it. I never fell in lava.
I'm just gonna put it out there.
Not once.
Let's back out and go somewhere where I'm not gonna have a goddamn brain injury. FemaleLed.org with MotherGoddessEarth.com. Life and nature, the point. Welcome to the wild world web of the matriarch empire. Celebrating 15 years, an empire built by women, not paper dollars. Women don't just make a life. We make life. Somebody break into my house? We make life better. Founder's message. Love in fucking. That's the word flip art, dude. Love, life, and nature. Featured artist of 2019. I gotta see if there's any like game awards or like fucking porno pictures in this, because like I don't want to get no copyright strike or not copyright strike. You can't get that, but I don't want to get like a guideline strike for something that I've shown. But anyways, yeah, matriarch lifestyles, that's cool. They've got photos of a baby, photos of people and like a Medusa. They've got an old person. Oh look, the little women are talking. What you jam in your brain surely rocks in your future. So it obviously is a website that's just like entirely for like the matriarch empire, whatever that is. First time I'm kind of hearing of it, so kind of cool. God bless, because last time we looked at something like this, it was like that Scum Manifesto where it's like cutting up men. This is just like whatever, dude. You know, couple women who are like, you know, just leading the matriarch empire. That's kind of cool, you know. It's all fine. Farms of the future for the love of organics. Okay, so they're farming and stuff too. Man, okay, so this shit looks cool, dude. This looks kind of nice. Reputation 0 out of 100. Oh, nah. Might want to look at that JPEG, dude. That's a little scary. Now they also got donations, so that's work with us, build better.
My game's struggling because I have a bigger chunk render distance on it.
They do got farms. They got cities of the fucking future. They got self-sustained green farms. Dude, they even got t-shirts? I want a t-shirt. I want to wait, Love Gaia City. I gotta see Love Gaia City. What the fuck?
There should be like a decent seat for speedrunning.
Banging. That looks clean. That looks crisp. That looks awesome. That looks like a Brita filter. Or ongoing exclusions and general restrictions. Flash sale disclaimer. Dude, I just want a book. But they sell everything. You can even sell a rug. I'd love to have a rug. I'd love to have. Oh, page not found. Okay, so they're not really selling anything. Join us. Donate. Chat. Weekly annual donations are accepted and greatly appreciated. Tax voucher.
Trying to find some notch apples for some clutches.
Right now, mailing donations. This site is just filled to the brim with fucking donations. I love reading the chat here. It's like this is where you tell how nice that shit is. Sucks you off as a.
That's a village.
Oh my god, dude, that's a little weird. Hello, I am male wishing to be tortured. Yes, my fucking Baba Yaga need to be brutally punished. My name is Dan, and I have. Dude, it's just getting trolled, dude. Any other women of color here? This is so pointless. Why does this exist? Jesus Christ. Hi. To serve here. Queen. That is fuck. This is from 2019, by the way. Any willing participants? Any slaves? I am submissive male women here. My name is Soy Balls. Okay, where it's like burn the dead, save the humans, foreclosure, mortgage, debt by church and nonprofits. So, in 2009, she left the corporate world and has become devoted to humanitarian nonprofit and religious causes that still not benefit. Join with us in a community effort to learn and share with our neighbors. Then she starts talking about foreclosure mortgages, right? Where I guess they're trying to like get rid of it, or they're trying to like, you know, burn the people that have a crazy amount of debt because of their foreclosures. Donations have been man, they always throw donations like crazy. Now here they said bad debt. We are gearing up to buy debts of all kinds. Factoring investors welcome, meaning you owe the church and nonprofit. We will then settle with you and apply all money paid to the funds being developed. Once the debt is paid, we will notify you to attend an official debt burning ceremony to celebrate your freedom from debt. It will never be resold or sent to another third party for any reason. The debt stops here, and your life begins free from burden. Are you kidding me right now? You're just going like, I don't really know how this benefits the person that. What? This is insanity. And it's like a whole giant Google-like thing to file up for you. Let's go down to female submissions. What percentage of violence is committed by 86%? Oh, 90% males do it. 87% stalkers. 87% firearm suicides and then 86% domestic violence incidents. Stalkers. 99% of men. Oh, dude, compared. Damn, dude. 61 out of 62 mass shooters are all men. Good guys in our world do not have green lights for women to know if they're safe, not abusive, respectful of women. We need to know who good guys are in the world. Please register with us. So here's the good.
Imagine I read chat and you just don't respond.
Registry for men.
Imagine.
For men, we are coming to you.
Imagine.
It's not new, it's ancient. Matriarch societies were very successful. I think someone's been playing way too much. You know, I'm always one of those people that's a big fan of equality. When you got like like division like this, it's kind of fucking scary. Let's see what they want to help with. So they're getting men to help with the repair maintenance. Oh, household, general help, RV improvement, steel fabrication, welding, the welding speaks a lot, don't it? God damn, this is a very dividing website, man. I'm a big fan of like just having people be equal and together, you know, kumbaya, the whole world works. But this is just, it's like female domination, sacred female. Okay, I gotta see the true natural ruler females. All right, man. This is like the simp site, dude. This is like the God bless the simp teeth. Let's see the teeth real quick. Let's see how much money I have to give. Current fundraiser, $20,000 to $50,000. What? You have got to be out of your. Oh, that's for animal rescue though. Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with. Aw, dude, the little cat, little fat cat. Oh man, dude, I get 50 grand to see that fat cat smile. Oh, here's the Church of the Divine Mother, the untainted Divine Mother. No soul or life has been taken by force. A religious faith that is unshakable and sound. Divinity does not kill. Dare to put your faith with the deceitful realm and reap the karma that lingers within. They got so many fucking donation pages. It's not even funny. And if you think the site is like dead, they got a 2020 posting, boys and girls. We're talking about acquiring 10 acres of land in New York, Pennsylvania, and wherever FLA is. Phase 2, which is building hubs and housing, and then opening to the public 24/7, 365 by phase 3. So they are really fucking committed to this, man. They're really committed to be building like a church or like an entire community of their own. And they're needing like 300 to 500 grand in the first phase, 2 to 5 million in the second phase, and $1 to $3 million in the third phase. All right, you know what? I'm gonna back out of this. I'm gonna save this website. If you actually want me to browse, and this is the big thing in the comments, please feel free to spam it. If you want me to check the female future in an entire separate video, please let me know in the comment section. I'd be glad to sit down this week and just bury myself in the female future. This is fucking wild. With that said, though, we're going to check out and go somewhere else. And ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Deep Web Browsing 231. I gotta say, it's a weird week, man. We've seen the good old based mob. We've seen the future. Okay, the future. We've seen the future trademark. God, that was a terrible show. And if anything else was to be the biggest highlight of the week, is even on Facebook, I came across a nice photo of Chris Evans' genitals. This has been a wild week. And you know what? God bless it. What a based week so far. I'm going to back out. I'm going to get a little bit of a nap and then wake up and edit it again. And probably then, Chris's genitals. Maybe give it a postscript review if I have to. I'm really stuck on that genital stuff, dude. I might be feeling some type of way. Who knows? It's a little too early. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this stuff, please like, comment, subscribe. Dislike it. And
Oh, there you are, horse.
I don't want to be mean to him if he has gifts for me.
Oh, yeah.
I have plenty gifts. Stop it. I have plenty gifts.
Order a gram, my friend. No.
Whoa.
Look away.
Tommy, you're ruining the Christmas.
You're ruining Christmas, big deal. You're ruining Christmas.
Yeah.
No, Chris.
Why is he naked? He was naked.
Would you slay a man just because he's naked?
Why wouldn't you?
You don't just go around killing naked people.
Put your clothes on.
I hate you, Dream. I hate you so much. Stop. Your voice sounds funny now.
What the?
Tommy, why does Dream keep killing me?
Tommy.
Yes? Just why do you just keep killing everyone?
Well, he's naked and he's telling me, so I think that...
I know! Vicky, I think maybe you should go.
You made.
Hey, let's drogas!
No, don't give it. She's 13, Vicky. How does this always happen with every 13-year-old girl you've met?
Okay. That was interesting. Oh, is he still here? I think. Oh,
He's gone.
drowning. Oh,
Nice work.
he's
Nice.
drowning. Well, I.
Hey, don't do that to me. Hey, let's walk. What do you make of a... Wait, hey, Tristan, can we go see
I
my
don't
house?
know what I know. Yeah, we could. Wait, you have a house here?
Come with me.
I think I need a house here.
Well,
Well,
how old are you?
why?
Because I'm trying to work out if you're the youngest child Big Q's tried to sell drugs to.
Well, I'm not. Did you try to sell drugs to the other
13-year-old,
person's
yeah.
sister? Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Is this?
No! Tristan!
Tommy.
No!
Is that your muscles that you were talking about?
Oh yeah, that's my muscles, but the face, Tristan, that's from a video that you should never see.
I saw that video.
No, you didn't.
I did see that video.
What video?
Yeah. No, why is Obama?
Oh, not even close. Not even close, Village.
Okay, let's go to your house.
I forget. Are you sure I'm allowed here?
Yes, you're allowed here.
Well, at any point I could get removed.
That's true.
Okay, that's in 1 minute. Make sure you don't get moved.
Wait, hurry up, hurry up!
You died again or no?
Push right.
Nah.
Everyone.
So you got a horse. That you didn't kill. That's
What are
really
you on about?
Well, I had reasons for the other one, because then once I get an enchant table, I can start enchanting easy.
Behind us.
Look. And look, that rest of it, I spilled down my shirt. And only a tiny bit. It's not poo. It's not
Yeah, but that, like, then I can not have to worry about it and get looting free and stuff early. Or get early enchants way
Well,
easier.
you probably could if you really want.
Only bad thing is we're starting to run out of inventory space.
Yeah, it's a solid food.
No, I thought you said you changed that to K.
He doesn't know because he got
You said you
poo
need
on
to.
his shirt. His massive poo.
Your horse is
What's
so
massive
dog.
and it was
What
awesome.
else are we
I
doing?
have the receipts.
My poo has muscles like I do.
That's. I saw you get up.
But yeah, I thought his rod was completely vanilla.
Okay, Tommy.
Ooh.
100
Okay, but I have
100 days
Can
LTN.
I get like a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, one more.
Up to fine. That's an odd.
I can understand.
It's not really.
True, it's just
Clearly dropped your...
It optimizes the game, because it runs
why are you
pretty
still
bad.
streaming it? Because you're a dog.
It's time to sit back and relax with your favorite.
This horse is garbage.
You gonna kill it and get a new one?
If I find a better one, yeah. Maybe not kill it, but I'm taking the stuff off of it.
So before we get going this
That's
evening,
a
I should mention that
blacksmith
this is
village.
episode 3 of the series. Now, it's not essential that you listen to episodes 1 and 2 before this, but it might help things make a lot more sense. So I've put a link in the video description below for those of you who haven't watched the first
Do
part.
do da 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 da.
I'm a paranormal investigator for the US
Da
government.
da 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 da
My
da
agency
da
is
da
getting annoyed.
da 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 da
The Sunless Sea.
da 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 da.
Well, by now you should know that these songs don't like.
Da 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 da.
I use the word hate very
Da
lightly.
da da
In
da
most cases,
da da
it's
da da
justified.
da
I can't begin to
da
describe
da.
to you how much I do not like the sea. There isn't a word in any language for it. It isn't like the
Da
land.
da 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 da. Finally got some
These descend almost instantly into
iron.
madness. Or even heresy.
Iron Man.
You know for sure
Iron
it's
Man.
fun. Even with all the demented creatures that haunt its depths, the sea is perfectly impartial. It cares not for who or what you are. You step out into the territory of the sea.
Oh.
Know this. The sea is your mystery. Whether you be a seasoned captain or a curious mind planning a voyage for the farthest. Agent Echo, 1643, Atlantic Ocean. Publicly, there's only one operational, permanent underwater research facility on the planet. Aquarius Reef Base. And obviously, I'm going there. Privately, there are a dozen or so of these facilities. Most are owned by the United States. As the world superpower, we like to throw money we don't have at things we may not necessarily need. Some of our best findings about the ocean have come from these facilities, and some of our worst nightmares as well. This wouldn't be much of a story if I were dealing with a former, right? Sometimes my job really sucks. Give me haunted houses, forests, demons, what have you. No, I'm a land-based girl through and through. Oh, the PSV, the platform supply vessel, was on, bucked and heaved in the swells of the Atlantic. The sun was still out, but the sky was a dingy grey, completely overcast, making the very bluish ocean dark, opaque colour. White caps broke against the side of the ship, sending sea spray over the railing and onto
That
the deck,
could have been
making
bad.
everything slippery,
Flame
even
drop?
with the anti-skid paint coating it had on it. To say I don't have my sea legs is an understatement. I suck at sea.
Because I need to allocate more memory.
Leaning my head over and waiting for
We
the next
allocate
dry
a bit
heat.
more memory than 2 gigabits of RAM.
I had shut out my guts earlier in the trip. I'd already maxed out the allowable doses of Dramamine. Damn sure looked terrible. The crew's earlier laughter at my seasickness had faded to one of concern now, with a random crewman wandering up to give me a bottle of water to replenish my fluids. He probably had it on a duty cycle at this point.
Rip.
Hey, whose turn is it to give Echo water? I managed to get my nausea under control for the time being. Flip myself around to lean against the railing, eyes lifting so I could survey the ship itself. The PSV Lennox looked like a civilian vessel for the most part. Close to 100 meters in length, the hull was a solid black, with the accommodation, pretty much the living space of the ship, painted and encased in white. The accommodation sat mostly on the foredeck of the ship, close to the front, making a small forecastle, maximizing room on the foredeck and poop deck for supplies and room for research. Beneath the skin, the PSV was certainly not smiling. What? You thought the US Navy only had big grey ships blazing with their logo? Come on. The Navy has seen secret squirrels. The Lennox was better equipped than many destroyers as far as tech went. It's the whole deal of this operation. Carpet isn't the only defense research component of the United States. It wasn't the only agency represented. The shipwide intercom sounded out into the wave. All agency personnel report to the briefing room. The message repeated, and I peeled myself off the railing to stagger inside. The briefing room was a decent size, with a projector screen on the back wall that took up much of the surface. The projector itself, hanging from the ceiling, hummed softly as it awaited use. A large desk in the shape of a steel oval with the ends cut off sat central with multiple plush swivel chairs surrounding it. I wasn't the first to enter, nor was I the last. Like everyone else, my ID card sat in a holder attached to a lanyard around my neck. One that the boss had made up for me last minute, since my agency didn't use a common access card like the rest of the DoD. I sat in the middle on the right side, taking up little space and flanked by members of other agencies. The room was filled with muted conversation. People who knew each other, obviously. I stayed silent. All in all, I saw suits mostly. With 2 men in OCP uniforms standing against the back wall. Uniform sanitizers. It's easy to pick out Tier 1 guys in uniform. They hate wearing them for the most part. A man stood up at the front, wearing a US Navy uniform, but also without insignia on him. He was tall, with short, cropped salt and pepper hair, and a weathered but still handsome face. Green eyes peeked out from a constantly darkened brow, the kind that didn't exactly care for bullshit. I liked him already. Take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. His gravel-infused voice brought the room to a quiet standstill. My name is Captain Jensen. Let's get this started. The lights dimmed, allowing the projector to show up against the screen. We'll be arriving on station in approximately 1 hour. Backstory, as much as I can tell you, is that one of our subsurface Atlantic research stations has started sending strange messages through encrypted channels. Our replies to these messages have been disregarded, with no true sit-rep regarding the status of the experiments or the personnel within. So, following protocol, we're sending the QRF with a few guests. Sam, your squad will take Agent Twombly. He paused, allowing for Twombly, a guy with shaggy dark hair and a meek demeanor, to raise his hand. Your resident IT guy, and move through airlock Alpha once you're done. From there, sweep through the living quarters and up to the admin office. If everything looks fine and personnel are accounted for, then start ascertaining the source of the strange transmissions. Sam, the OCP-clad man, short man with long brown hair and thick beard, nodded slowly. Jensen continued.
Oh, Pog.
Naeem, your squad will take Agent Echo. He looked at me as I raised my hand, cocking a brow as if to say, fucking really? Then continued. Through airlock Bravo. Move through the research lab to the subdock. While Sam and his guys check on the people, you'll be seeing if the lab and everything in it are kosher. Either way, make contact with the head researcher, Dr. Alyssa Lynn. If there is anything wrong, she can tell you what's happening. He paused and scanned the room. Question? No. Dismiss. Naeem, Agent Echo, stand fast. The room stood in unison and filed out, leaving me alone in the room with Jensen and Naeem. I just remained seated. Naeem took the chair opposite me. He waited for Jensen to speak. Listen, hopefully this is something buggy with the damn software. If, for some reason, it isn't, be careful. Dr. Lynn has some seriously bad shit down there she's messing with. Lady isn't exactly 100% stable. If things have gone to shit, then your objective has changed. Sam's squad will be pulling out given certain criteria, specifically evacuation of personnel. But the meat of the job is on you guys. If Lynn has lost her fucking mind, put a bullet in her head and destroy the station. Naeem quirked a brow. His voice was deep, but lacked the rocky hits to it that Jensen's had. He was maybe 6 feet in height, well built without being bodybuilded. His black skin devoid of wrinkles, but brown eyes full of experience. Any preferred method? Jensen shook his head. Echo here will tell you the best way to take out each experiment. This has to be a step-by-step job, as we can't risk anything getting free. Once each experiment is put down individually, then destroy the rest as you see fit. The Virginia-class sub will be on station to torpedo the place after your exfil. I stuck my hand up. Who the hell said I knew anything about what was going on down here? Jensen turned to me. Your boss. I don't even know the specifics. He said you would when you saw them. Fucking thanks, Brent. Inside, but not. Alright. When are we leaving? 30 minutes after arrival on station. Jensen answered. Let me get you some gear. Agent Echo. Naeem said. We stood and walked out of the briefing room, leaving Jensen behind. Scientists. I hate scientists, especially government-related ones. Ones that experiment on shit we should never have been dealing with in the first place, and create or discover monstrosities that start world-ending level scenarios. People wonder why I'm a hateful bitch sometimes. ship makes me gonna kick puppies. I followed Naeem to the passageway and down a few ladders into the bowels of the ship. What we entered into was a large room that may have had a different purpose on a civilian PSV, but for the Lennox, it was an armory, packed full of squad-level firepower. It was standard kit as far as squads went. M4 carbines, grenades, sidearms, 1 or 2 with shotguns. I myself grabbed something rather standard, a Mossberg 500 shotgun. I put shells into the bandolier sling, then again into the tubular magazine, and secured an M17 9mm pistol. I slid a body armor vest over my head and waited once again. Now, there's something that you, well, some of you, may not realize. Teams aren't constantly battle ready at all times. It takes a bit to get geared up, especially for something as sensitive as an underwater research facility. Unlike a normal building, a facility on the seafloor is under tremendous pressure. Any degradation of the structural integrity of the facility can destroy quite a bit. Most of them have automatic systems that can seal off a compromised section. Just hope you aren't in it if it happens. The PSV docked with the platform that served as the official cover for the facility below. Exploratory wells have been dug in the Atlantic. That much is public knowledge. Very few people have the means to explore what came of them. As it sits, there are a couple of oil platforms in the Atlantic that most of the world doesn't know about simply because of how remote it is. This was one such platform. A derelict hulk stood out against the grey sky, like some long-dead giant whose carcass remained frozen in time. Teams were offloaded in stages. It was slow going because of the waves rocking the ship, but eventually we all made it on board the platform itself. Began the long climb up rusted and wet steps that groaned against the bolts, fixing them to one of the gigantic legs that held the platform aloft. I turned and watched the PSV sail away from the platform, well, ostensibly to remain away from the platform, and anchor to weather the storm and await our findings. Upon reaching the platform proper, Sam and Naeem led us up even more fucking steps to a small shed. The control room itself was a dingy affair, situated in the heart of just about everything. But that wasn't exactly our destination. It would have been a bit cliche for the entrance to the lab in the control room, right behind a big, clunky computer that was shaped to look like a desk. Instead, what we got was a big, clunky computer shaped like a desk, but in a maintenance shape. Non-originality points for the US government there. Naeem worked some magic on the dead terminal, and the entire thing shifted to the side, showing a white, brightly lit hallway beyond the terminal itself. We had to duck to enter, but once inside, everything was fine. My brow lowered, confusion working its way across my face. The architecture was beautifully strange, an octagonal hallway that stretched on and down to a landing. And the crazy thing is, at the end, the hallway had no seams, nothing that indicated where the ceiling and wall met, nor the wall and the roof. It was as if the entire hall was one large section made of a material that deadened sound. Boots made a racket on hard floors, and we were making none of it. The landing was similar, like the hallway opened up into an octagonal room, maybe 10 meters square. Light flowed into it, but from where I couldn't tell. No fixtures, bulbs, or even the distinct humming of fluorescent lights. Wall sockets and switches were absent, as were vents of any kind. Against the white wall were red letters that said, "Airlock." I ran my hand along the letters curiously.
You got cactuses are
Sam, the Squad A leader from earlier, procured a pamphlet from his pocket and sat over his delta. He read it, placed his free hand over the A on the wall, and moved over in small, steady movements. After moving about 6 feet away from the door, a square flashed underneath his hand. A soft green light that pulsed between exact periods of bright and gray. For a few seconds, a tall doorway seemed to appear to his left, and without a sound, the door slid to the side and disappeared. Airlock A was open. With me. See y'all on the flip. heavy southern accent broke the silence. It seemed deadened somehow. His point man had moved forward, followed by the rest of them. Once they were all through, the door closed, and all became seamless once again. That was fucking one of the operators. Naeem, what the hell is this place? Naeem shook his head. Something above my pay grade, boys and girls. Airlock Bravo is down this hall. Closer to the side. Another octagonal hallway descended deeper into the ship, with another landing, smaller than the current one. We moved forward and down at a steady but somewhat leisurely walking pace. The difference between this and a movie? Well, in a movie, they'd be checking things, bounding forward from cover, weapons raised and ready to go. But here, there wasn't any cover. No real corners to check, save a small landing that turned to another descending octagonal hallway. As a group, we remained evenly spaced in two staggered lines on each side of the hallway, weapons loaded but at the low ready. The usual banter accompanied the group, although in hushed tones there was talking and laughing, a bit of mirth before our entry into the facility itself. After what seemed like an endless number of descending hallways, we reached the bottom landing. The same shape as the last large one. Red letters spelled out, Airlock B, on the wall on the far side. Naeem repeated the same motion that Sam had, pressing his hand in a specific marked spot to open the door. We walked through, not really sure what to expect, but knowing it should be a lab of some sort. Obvious, yeah, but what we got was not expected. The airlock door shut behind us, blending in again with the wall as it had on the other side. We were standing in another faceless room, maybe 10 by 5 meters away. From nowhere, a voice changed through robotic control. Greetings. Beginning decontamination process. Steam hissed from newly opened vents in the wall. My brow crinkled in response, nose picking up the faint scent of suffocated food. God damn it. I spoke softly. Boss, what the... One of the men spoke up from the back just before each other. One by one, we dropped. Unable to fight the airborne chemical making its way through our system. Soon, unconsciousness took hold, and the world faded to black. I woke up in a shitty mood. Well, more sour than my mood usually was. You know when you get forced awake in the middle of an REM cycle and you feel groggy as fuck? That was it. I felt like ass. Tired. Knees weak. Arms heavy. Wasn't quite a mom spaghetti just yet, but it was close. My eyes opened without my permission.
Weak, arms are
Moisture
heavy,
blurring my vision and
spaghetti
forcing
all
me to
over
blink
my
rapidly.
sweater already. Oh no!
Grown, I sat up and tried to take stock of my surroundings. The room I was in smelled
Techno's
like
in the
rock.
netherite. Do we see any netherite in the actual?
Unlike the pristine entryway, the usual fixtures of a room were present. On the mouldy ceiling hung fluorescent light fixtures, evenly spaced along the surface. Most of them were burnt out, but 3 of them had enough light to make the room mostly visible, though very dim. Against the back wall was a sink and toilet made of stainless steel, the kind you'd see in a psych ward. The toilet had no seat. The sink had just enough protrusion to turn the water on, with no sharp corners anywhere. A dilapidated metal desk sat on the left wall, with some mouldy files and binders atop it. Opposite this was a steel cabinet that was shut tight. The rest of the room was filled with beds, all bolted to the floor and in varying states of disrepair.
Yeah, that memory spike and...
I felt a pinch in my right arm and looked over to see an old butterfly needle sticking out of my arm, connected to old tubing that had gelled, questionable fluid within. I promptly pulled it free and rubbed the angry red injection site. In the room with me was Naeem and 3 of his guys.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the breakdown. Today I'm going to teach you how to add more RAM to my Minecraft 1.16 and 1.16.1 literally just came out today. So we're going to be going over every single step of getting more RAM in Minecraft 1.16, how to figure out how much RAM you need, all that stuff. It's going to be covered in this video. First and foremost, more sponsor, we have Apex Minecraft.jax. Then it's going to the bottom left of the screen, right like so. Then you want to type in system information. So you can see the system information here. Click on that. It's going to open up this. There's a lot here. I'm just going to make it where you can zoom in on these here. Look better here. Basically, what we want to look for is this system type. It's either going to be an x64 based system, which is most likely what it is, or it's going to be an x86 or x32 based system. You want x64. If you don't have that, all that means that you cannot dedicate more than 4 gigabytes of RAM to Minecraft. Most likely, though, your computer doesn't even have more than 4 gigabytes of RAM, and pretty much every single modern PC, other than maybe like a Raspberry Pi or something, is going to be an x64 based system anyway. But it's still something we want to check because you're going to need the x64 based system. After that, we're going to check the installed physical memory, right? So that's going to be how much RAM you have on your PC. In our case, we have it may be 8, it may be 16, it may be 24, it may be 64. You might have 128 gigabytes of installed physical memory. But it's important you know that because that is the max amount of RAM you can add to Minecraft. Truthfully, it's less than that because your computer is using RAM for other things, but in theory, you could dedicate 32 gigabytes of RAM on my computer, Minecraft on yours, it's whatever this number is here. So just kind of make note of that, how much RAM you have on installed physical memory, and then again, we want to make sure that it's an x64 based system. Now, the next thing you want to do is make sure you have the correct version of Java. So if you go to the description down below, this is our in-depth guide on downloading and installing Java for Minecraft mods and servers. You're going to be like, I'm not installing Minecraft mods or servers. No, you're not, but when you add more RAM to Minecraft, it is actually going to, make sure that you have the correct version of Java, and Java is what is going to allow you to add that more RAM. For example, a lot of people have 32-bit Java, right? If you have 32-bit Java on a 64-bit system, you still can only add 4 gigabytes of RAM to Minecraft. That's why it's super important to go ahead and download Java here and get the correct version for your system, which is going to be 64-bit. Then you'll be able to add more RAM without any issues whatsoever. Now, how much RAM do you need to add to Minecraft? Well, for mods, right, modded Minecraft, you're going to need to add a lot more RAM than, let's say, for vanilla Minecraft.
Don't be tardy.
Mod pack with
So now you're stuck in there.
Just allocating more RAM.
hundreds and hundreds of mods are going to need up to 8 gigabytes of RAM.
Grab your picture.
Just 2 gigabytes of RAM, but 4 gigabytes of RAM is plenty for vanilla Minecraft, right? Vanilla Minecraft meaning there's no mods, no anything installed. And so how much RAM you add is going to depend on how many mods you have, whether you're not running mods at all of that stuff. It's also going to be dependent on how much RAM you have on your computer. You should never add more than half the amount of RAM you have on your computer to Minecraft. For example, if you have 8 gigabytes of RAM on your computer, never add more than 4 gigabytes of RAM, 8 gigabytes of Minecraft. However, truthfully, once you get past like 10 gigabytes of RAM, Minecraft is not going to use any more than that. Even with thousands of mods, it just kind of caps out. Java can't handle much more. You are setting up yourself, or you can create your own custom installation here. We're just going to use the latest release. So hover over that, go over it with the 3 dots over here on the right, and then click on Edit. Now,
Nerd, you're not playing Minecraft. How many times did you die?
now what you want to do is come down here and click on
Then how many times did you just die?
You'll see
8 more times? Wow, I knew what you thought about it.
Now, XMX4G means that right now Minecraft has 4 gigabytes of RAM dedicated to it. If you want to upgrade that, let's say you wanted to do 6 gigabytes of RAM, it would be XMX6G, right like so. If you wanted it to be 2 gigabytes of RAM, you wanted to lower it, you could do XMX2G, right like so. So let's go ahead and set this up for Minecraft to run 6 gigabytes of RAM. We're going to, again, click on more options here, and then come down to where it says XMX2G and change that to XMX6G, meaning it's using 6 gigabytes of RAM. Now go ahead and save this, and now you can just launch it, right? You can launch it from here, you can go back to the play button and make sure latest release is selected, and click play. Now one for example, this play.breakdowncraft.com profile is going to have a different amount of RAM. We come in here, this has 2 gigabytes of RAM dedicated to it, not the 6. So you will need to do this on each individual, installation of Minecraft that you have. However, once you've got it, you can go ahead and click play, and it will launch right on up. I'd like to apologize about Rover. I'd like to apologize about Rover. He's been antsy this morning, so making a little noise in the background. Hopefully it doesn't worry too much, but yeah, sorry about that. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and click on multiplayer here, and we can jump into the best Minecraft server in the multiverse, Play.breakdowncraft. Oh, we actually can, because 1.6 oh, well, that sucks. We'll support that later. Our developer's working on that right now. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and load on into this in 1.16.1, and we'll just confirm that we do in fact have 16, probably a little less than 6 gigs of RAM dedicated to Minecraft. To do that, you're going to hit the F3 key and
What are y'all doing?
Huh?
So what are y'all doing?
I'm not really the bathroom, but there's a towel in the bathroom.
Did you eat dinner?
Yeah.
What'd you eat?
Hamburger.
What are you doing, Lindsay?
Yeah. I can't go upstairs because there's a child in there.
Tony, did you eat? Did you eat? What'd you have? What'd you have? Anthony, what did you have?
Tony. Tony, imagine. Tony, imagine I can listen.
2 hot dogs? I know I have 2 hot dogs. Oh, and I have 2 hot dogs.
I'm bored. Let's go watch a 2-hour movie.
What movie? Where?
TV and series.
Why? There's a whole transcript there. There is. Well, what do you mean? You can't watch a 2-hour movie. It's 9 o'clock. Let's try. Get bored an hour before bed, huh? You should make resin. It's fun. That's it.
He beats me. He's beating me. Help.
You'll be alright.
And I'm just gonna start shaking when the.
Shut up, you better
on.
stop.
I'll just.
Say no more.
Jimmy to me. I know whatever. He just abuses me. Oh no. God. Oh. I wasn't even. No, dude. Ow. Come on, I wasn't even close to that. Bruh.
You playing the new snapshot?
How does this creeper?
You died by that?
I wasn't
Like you so
No.